well, I do not know what song that is, bro. I do not know. That shit's been playing in my it's been playing in my head.
I bet you gonna sing it when the thing come on?
Bro. No, it's on.
Oh, you are?
It's on. This song has been playing. Somebody tell me what this song is. I'm gonna do it like 3 or 4 times throughout the show. I do not know what fucking song. You got to. I don't know what song this is. Somebody please tell me so I can play the fucking song because it's driving me crazy. Either way, we back. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Not like ones or like threes, but it's Tuesdays. I don't know what the significance of that is, but we here, man. I just want to talk for myself, DP, and my brother, Sir Mike. We in the building. Man, listen, we about to burn the crib down tonight because it's getting ready to get hot and heavy. Tony Gaskin, his lame ass is back. I'm sorry. Somebody tag him. Let him know I said I hate him just as much as I do Derek Jackson. I don't think hate is a very good word to use because when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble for saying the word hate. So I'll recant. I don't hate either of these men. I just don't like the way they move, but that's me. We're not judging anybody, but Tony Gaskin says, hey, man, if you're not married and faithful, I don't respect you. And then we have a nice young lady who used to be a big young lady and turned into a small young lady and decided she didn't want her husband no more. Crazy. And then are we using or overutilizing the word masculine? And then we might just throw another topic in that we found on social media while we was floating. But in order for you to see it, you got to come back. We here, so get your shit together and come back. See us in a minute.
Hey world, I wanna talk to you. Bring a change to your brain, provoke thought to you. Invite your art to my world, don't open part for your art. Here's transparent, leave it on the table. Join me on this journey each and every time you're able. Might find a few cracks in the human, but mine's stable. This is not a platform for restrictions. We talk to sinners and Christians. Speak of something of interest, then it make me no difference. If you're open-minded, different, don't get your resistance. Pay attention, we might teach you.
With a can of cigar and just smoke just come out once we come back.
Yep, and that we back. And you talking about can of cigars and smoking there. I just said, bro, you was getting ready to walk out. I was like, man, that weed smell good. Like, but it's just me. Like, I'm one of those gasoline dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, matches and gasoline.
Yeah, I think gas smell good too.
It smell good to you, so you just stick with it. I don't want to smoke, but I love the way it smells. Like, I don't want to be in the car, hot box, driving fire. Put the window down. They go, hey, man, hey, nigga, don't let this smoke out. Roll it up. Hey, fam. I will get out right now.
Hey, bro.
Put this goddamn window down. You was not finna smoke me out.
I was driving to Kansas City once, and the whole 6 hours, when I tell you, and I got pulled over. Bro, I was doing like 200. I never went to court for that. They sent me like 6 letters. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to court for this.
Hey, man, go get that taken care of, bro.
Yeah, I gotta go to Missouri.
Mike.
But dude, the cop was cool in the mud. That
nigga ain't cool if he wrote you a ticket.
Yeah, he wrote me a ticket, but he could have took my license and everything.
He could have definitely did way more than what he did.
He knew I was going to the game. He was like, oh, no, it's cool, man. He's like, I know you from Illinois. Y'all got different laws. He's like, man.
He was real smooth.
Yeah, he was like, just slow it down, man. You don't want nobody else to pull you over.
Right.
I'm like, bet.
Dennis, when was the last time you got pulled over for smoking weed?
I ain't never been pulled over for smoking weed. When was the last time I got pulled over? I got pulled over on the way to take my kids to practice. I was doing like 80 and like a 40.
Why?
Because I was trying to get them there on time. And I made it so funny, he didn't even give me a ticket. I'm like,
what?
I'm like, hey, bro, this is their fault. If they would have hurried up and got he dying laughing.
Blamed it on the kids.
He was like, man, y'all slow down, man. Y'all get to practice.
Yeah, but here that ticket is, sir. Sign this, please.
He definitely gave you that money.
Nah, he looked out.
He looked out, though.
Oh, no, that's a plus. I cannot remember. I was just telling Plain earlier. We was on the phone when I got off work. I can't remember when was the last time I got pulled over. But today I seen a bunch of cops just renew my license. You know what I'm saying? So I got that fresh copy on me. Pull me over, nigga. I'm GD, nigga. When you nigga GD, nigga, we big GD.
Hey,
nigga.
you drive so different
so
when all your shit legit.
Man, bro,
through.
like that renewal was killing me, bro.
Get behind you. I dare you pull me over.
Still
nigga,
riding around with tags
over.
from 2021, but I renewed mine.
Hey. That'd be a whole different feeling, boy.
Hey, bro, them University Park, Forest Park, Richmond Park, all of them, because you got to come through there, leaving the crib. They be like, hey, nigga, go get your registration fixed. Hey, man, listen.
COVID over, man.
Man, hey, y'all said y'all was going to send it in the mail. They didn't send it in the mail. It's not my fault. Seta, what it do? Seta's here, man. We going to get this thing started. Yeah, that's right. I said it. But we going to save Tony Gaskins for last. But Seta is here, so we enjoy you. Let's start off with the lady who lost 100 pounds. If y'all here, man, y'all know what to do, man. It's Tuesday. Have somebody that you know share this thing, man. Let's get this thing popping, like, for real, for real. Like, we on a whole different type of time. In a little bit, I'm going to start asking y'all to do more than just share. I'm going to start asking you to go to Instagram. I'm going to start asking you to go to Twitter because I'm trying to get Shay Shay's attention. That's right. I need to get Uncle Shay Shay attention because Uncle Shay Shay got a black podcast network, and I want to be a part of it. Nope, I don't want to be a part of Revolt. If they come, I'm going to take the check. Nope, I don't want to be a part of Barstool. But if they come, I'm going to take the check. Nope, I don't want to be a part of Google, Apple, nobody else. I want to be a part of Uncle Shay Shay's deal. So right now, I'm asking you for the small favor. Just share it right now. Like it right now. Love it right now. Let's get this thing rolling now. So later on, when I say, hey, go to Twitter, tag Uncle Shay Shay. Go to Instagram, tag Uncle Shay Shay. Because his people are saying I got to make a little bit more noise than what I'm making. So if you hear, please do what you do. Call your mama, tell your mom to call her sister, get her sister's nephew on the phone, which might be your second cousin removed, and say, hey, I just want to talk time, man. We in the building. We got a young lady who was big. And she ain't big no more, but she done been eating some food. I don't know. Y'all check this out and come back.
You're married, have a kid, a happy home, and then you work on yourself, lose over 100 pounds, and become unrecognizable, both inside and out. You hang out more and ultimately step out on your marriage. There's hurt, pain, and a divorce. You live life with regret, but your story isn't finished.
What I thought at the time was love, I had never felt that before, ever. I have never felt so more desired in my life, ever.
Was sleeping with your husband difficult?
Very.
Why?
Because I only wanted the other guy.
Wow. I'm obviously not yours and you're not mine, but I don't
he
want
was
you.
mine. He was mine. I'm sorry, honey. He was mine.
How did your husband find out?
I confessed. I couldn't sleep. My conscience was eating me alive and I was exhausted. I was ready to leave my baby, leave my family. This was nice. I love y'all. I see y'all on the weekend. I wanted to be with him.
I wanted to be with him at all cost. I cut it off too soon. We was running behind. I did what I did. So you have this young lady. She finds a man. He loves her. She's, let's call her 345 pounds. I don't know what we calling her, but
That was too much. Didn't you see that? She was about 250.
she was 250.
She was big.
So she's 250 and 5'6".
Yeah.
5'6",
They like
250.
about that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
clean. She's 5'6", 250. This man loves her dearingly, rocking with her unequivocally. I love you and all that you are. She gets comfortable in that space. They get married. She loses 100 pounds and decides to cheat.
She foul, Mike?
Is she wrong? Sir Mike, what you got?
She foul.
Damn.
She extra foul, but I understand her. It's like, it's the value thing. Like a woman look better, her quality of men change. A man get more money, his quality of women change.
He just
so they
took my
cheat.
yeah.
He just came
So
through.
they kind of go hand in hand. So like, I get it. It still don't make you not foul. Like you foul, like you did, buddy. Super bogus.
Yeah.
Like to just you get right. It's like a nigga just using a woman and then he hit the lotto and like, hey baby, I'm gone. That's the same thing. It's
Baby,
the
put
same
mommy on the
exact thing.
phone.
Put your mom on the phone. Let me talk to her real quick. I'm not coming back.
Hey, Barbara. So in that regard, Mike, you said you can't fault her one way or the other, but I mean, is she right or is she wrong? You gotta take a stand.
She did wrong though.
Yeah.
She still did wrong. That don't mean you not wrong.
Yeah.
Just because I see where you coming from. That just means
It's understandable.
It just mean that I be not wrong too.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Like I would do what she did, but she still dead ass wrong.
That's super clean. DP, where you at with it?
I'm sorry. I I know that this is gonna happen as she increases her value. Like Mike said, like I'm not even mad at her. I'm not mad at her at all. If you deal with somebody and they're not in their completed form or nowhere near it, once they change, who they are changes as well. And what they want probably isn't you. If you date a man who's poor and he gets rich as you're with him and you weren't working toward that goal with him, he's going to leave you, I promise. And if you date a woman who has never felt beautiful to herself, forget what you're telling her.
Yeah.
If she doesn't feel beautiful for herself and she puts that work in that gym,
Yeah.
and now she got dudes hitting her with the, hey. That's the first time that ever happened to her.
She said that.
She is popping now.
She
is going to leave you. She meant even if she doesn't leave, she's going to cheat because she needs to feel that the greatest asset that a man has is his finances. To me, this is to me, of course. And the greatest asset a woman has is the way she looks. And she hit her peak form. And she was not in her peak form when she met this man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Yep.
Because it's not about what he's saying. It's about how she feels now.
But what about love and the covenant of God and all that other?
Yeah, that ain't real.
That don't mean,
Love
I
is.
don't even think that don't mean she don't love him though.
I don't either.
It just means
No,
that she like
it
she
definitely
seen
don't.
like my value up. Like it's like dudes, like my value up. Like
Yeah.
nigga, like we feel the same way. My value up, I'm out here. So now you see this different level of women, and the same thing with her, different level of men. She
But
got,
why
that
is it a
she-
situation where her value is up and she devalues the man who loved her when her value, so to speak, to her, like Dennis said, was down?
What he should have had is he could have got his value up. You got to find out what's valuable to people. What's valuable?
Oh, that's
What
clean,
she
Mike.
need.
I like it.
Get
I
your
like it.
value up.
like
She's valuable to other men. Now, if she just desire other men's attention, you gonna have a hard time, bro.
So you saying all along she was desiring other men's attention, and then when she loses it, she garners the attention.
She got what
now
she
she's
wanted,
getting
and
what
she
she's
couldn't
wanted.
handle it.
Damn.
She let the pressure.
You're
get
supposed to
her.
deal with a person in their peak form because that's the best and it's the worst that they're probably gonna get.
At the same time,
When I'm
Wait, say that again for me. I understood it, but say it
You
again
deal
for the
with a-
people in the back.
you deal with a person in their peak form
Yeah.
because that is the best and the worst you will probably see them. The worst qualities of me is when I'm up. The best quality of me is definitely when I'm up.
Yeah.
Like, so you'll get to see all of my giving side. You're going to get to see the arrogance of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I'm down and I'm desperate, I'm
It's
just
a
reaching
humble-
for
it's a
something.
humbling
Yeah.
side.
I'm in a humbling state right now because I'm
that's
reaching
tough.
for I'm reaching for anything.
That's tough.
Anything
That's
that'll save me, I'm to it.
when you in your peak, it's different. Like
That woman felt beautiful when she lost that 100 pounds.
and she felt like I'm in my peak now. So like I don't have that humbleness goes away.
Mm-hmm.
That feeling of humbleness, like, oh, I'm desired now. That's what she wants. That's her value
yeah.
to make her feel validated.
Yeah.
And now she's desirable.
To some.
Before she like, you
To
the only one
most.
that wanted me.
To most.
So what is the answer? Because like I would tell a woman, you don't date a broke man
Yeah.
because he's not in his completed form. He's going to leave you.
Yeah.
So what would you tell a man who's dating a woman who is attractive to you, but she's bigger?
So you gonna tell him?
What would you tell him?
Would you honestly tell him don't love her because just in case she decide to get in the gym, she's gonna leave?
Nope.
It's a
What I
high
would tell
advice.
What advice would you have?
What I would tell him is if she talks like she wants to get in the gym and she's serious about it, you have to do it with her. She can't go on that journey by herself.
Yeah.
If she goes by herself, she's going to cheat or
'Cause
leave.
She don't need you no more.
But if you did it with her, she appreciates you
you.
for it because she feels like you did that for her.
And y'all went through it together.
Yes. If she goes through it on her own, she's out.
Rose chimed in. She said she's wrong for cheating. Her weight had nothing to do with it.
It got everything to do with it. She said she felt beautiful and she left.
She was insecure
She finally-
about herself. So her insecurities was over now. So this is her peak form. So this is who she really is. That's your peak, is like who you really are.
I agree.
The best and worst qualities of you are at their height. So like, because you at your peak. So you not like at your worst. At your worst, most people more humble at their worst.
Yeah.
Like you just humble. But
You got to be.
You got to be humble because it's like, bro, you need somebody, right?
Yeah.
But when you in that field, when you don't need nobody, like it's a whole different feeling. So, and that's the peak of you. So like that peak of her came and she felt like, man, that humble part of me loved you, but this peak part of me don't like this.
I don't even think that she don't love him though.
Well, no, I don't, and we can actually touch on that a little bit before we get too far away from the subject. But doubling back, Rose says if he is with her, that is his type. So her weight wasn't an issue for him. It was her state of mind. So she
Are we going to do this?
I can only read the questions. And then doubling up to what she said, Tyler Simone Brown says fat women cheat too. So
Okay.
why did
Tyler,
it take for her to lose the weight?
But you
to
know what,
become
Tyler?
a different person.
The conversation isn't necessarily about the fact that she cheated. It's about the fact that she left.
Well, no, she didn't leave. I'm assuming that
She
the husband
did.
divorced.
No. That lady said she was ready to leave her kids
Well, no.
and him.
Well, yeah. But
she
I think
was
the
done.
husband,
She
I think
was,
the husband divorced her though. Like,
but she was in love with the side dude.
so then that's the state of mind, and that's not the weight loss.
But that is because she found him after
The weight loss.
the weight loss.
You know what?
The weight
I
loss
actually
made
wanna-
her feel like she could get a better man.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
And
I see what you
the
did
thing
there.
that I would say about what Rose just said, Rose commented on YouTube. Please go like and share that YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button. Rose, go down for me, please. I mean up. Rose said that if he's with her, that's his type. Rose, respectfully, most men do not want a bigger woman, not a man of means. Now, men will mess with a bigger girl, and you can fall in love with the bigger girl. I'm not saying that bigger girls can't find love, but a man with means normally does not go select the bigger girl.
Wasn't that we had that conversation in the group text?
We did.
What was
That was a while ago.
what was the gist of it?
I can't even remember, but I remember
Do you
talking
remember,
about it
Mike?
a little bit.
Like, dudes.
And if that man was liking her like that when
Yeah.
she was bigger and she was 250 at 5'6", that was the best woman he thought he could get.
That really is. Like, it's a settling thing.
Men cap at the woman that they think is like, this is pretty much the best woman I can get.
yeah.
And once we find her, it's like, man, okay.
It's
I done ran through a decent number, man. It's time to settle down.
It's nothing against big girls. But
Please, big
men-
women in the comments, please don't think that we're doing that one thing because we're not. Go ahead, Mike.
Men literally, like, for big girls, like, it's not really you. That man is really at his lowest confident level when he chooses you, to me.
The majority.
The
Nothing is
majority.
100%.
Yeah, nothing's 100%, but the majority.
I can't find it.
Some men, like we had like some men, oh man, I like big girls. I like big girls. I like big girls. Bro, that's probably all you can get.
I agree.
That's probably all you can get. So you like that and you conform. It's like when we talked about Childish Gambino and how they only like white girls or Asian girls or whatever now, Terrell Owens. It's the same thing. It kind of falls into the same thing. Like you're conditioned into something. So that's the condition now.
That would be like a woman saying, like, man, I prefer broke men because broke men,
Easy to control.
you know, I can. So, but who wants a broke man if they could get one that has money?
Because you can't control them.
That's clean. Seta says what she did was wrong. She could have ended it. Her poor choice shows the character that was always there. I like that, Seta. That's
I like
clean.
that too. That's very clean. But to me,
But I knew the butt was coming.
oh, it's coming. But to me, I don't know who I am until I get there. If I don't have money right now, when I get to the money, I don't know who I am. I got to find out who I am again because this is a totally different lifestyle. Between being rich and poor, it's two totally different lifestyles. I move a different way. My options are different. I have to figure out who I am at this stage in life. If you go from being unseen and now all of a sudden you're beautiful, that is two different lifestyles. People, whether we want to admit this or not, women who look better get treated better. That is a fact.
That's clear.
That's a fact.
Oh yeah,
that is a fact.
It's a known fact. The way you look is like a pretty privilege.
And for the sake of conversation, Rose, we're not saying that your fiance is settling. We're just talking about most men. So in any
Rose, you're not fat either.
In any conversation that we have, we'll do the majority because the majority rules, right? Anything over 50% means the majority. Just look at the TV. Look at the 80s, look at the 90s, the 2000s. She's a maniac, she's a maniac, she's a maniac. Everybody's working out, trying to get skinny, trying to get fit. And now everybody is trying to fit in this Coca-Cola shaped bottle. Figure, except Lizzo. Lizzo is the exception.
She lives outside of that, and she's insecure about it in ways, like the way she acts, because she like attacked the fat people on her set, talking about them. But what was I gonna say for with the Lizzo thing, like, or being big? Wait, what?
Hey Rose, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. We did not know that. We did not know that. You didn't have to tell everybody, but you're secure. I was finna hit you with the Kevin Hart. Damn! Rose, I love you, sweetheart. Your energy doesn't have anything to do with it. That's how I know. That's how you got that man, if we keeping it a buck. Your energy got him. Certain women have it, bro.
If you're a big girl and you got a man, ask your man could he switch your body with Beyonce's Woody?
Well, no, it's not even that.
He's gonna say yes.
But I mean,
Honestly,
it's not even that
he's gonna
because.
say yes.
But you've seen Rose on camera, like her energy is different.
But that doesn't mean he don't like your personality.
Yeah,
because
and that's
he'd
what I'm
rather
saying.
you have a better body.
When I met her, when I met her, bro, it was just like instant. I was like, hey, put your titties up because they're there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a married man. I don't want to get in trouble. Rose, chill. But she has that. You know what I'm saying? Rose has that. I'm here. I'm going to say what I think. I'm going to say what I believe. And I'm like she just said, no shame. Fuck with me. You either gonna fuck with me or you're not. And no, she's not. She's not.
I don't think no big person should be ashamed of it.
No, 100%.
Most men would desire a curvish body or the way a body is.
Definitely not. 100%. But what was you saying, Mike? I'm sorry. I kind of took over on that one.
No. I got it. We were saying about the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. But so I never really got to say what I thought about the whole situation, to be honest. She loses the 100 pounds. I'm actually with Rose and Seta with this. Like, it's not my fault that you're insecure about how you look and how you feel. Mm-hmm. It's not my fault at all. I loved you at 300 plus pounds. So when you lose and these men are catcalling or whatever they're doing, however they look that I don't look, you're wrong. Point blank period. And I know y'all not saying that she's not wrong, but I mean, we'll justify.
I actually am saying she's not wrong.
Well, no. Okay, well then fine. Let's argue.
But that's like saying a man not wrong because he get money and then go cheat. He's still wrong. We just understand why.
But I mean, it's even still not the understanding, because then that negates the whole you wasn't here shooting with me in the gym, when in actuality she was.
So it gives you
she
the
was
okay?
there eating.
That's why I said
no. It's not okay, because she was actually there eating pork and beans and shit with you. You know what I'm saying? And as y'all started to build, she was there with her hand on your back. She was there saying, baby, I believe in you. She was there saying, I'll be here no matter what. When those first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trials failed, she was there while you was crying, wiping your tears, picking you up, pushing you back out the door, saying, go try again. Don't.
So you think her husband wasn't doing that for her while she was working out?
That's my thing. If he was in the gym, then
and he was
hold on.
with you and like supporting you and like getting you motivated to lose this weight, and then you just bounce on him.
I'll say
you're dead wrong.
I'll say he wasn't. This is why, because you literally just spoke to it.
I agree that he wasn't.
He was loving the fact that the weight was coming off because the sex was good for him. And she was even looking better to him. Mm-hmm. He just was like, well, I loved her at this weight, So she's going to stay with me because I'm going to love her still. He still remained his same self. And she was like, oh, okay, well, I'm eating different. You know what I'm saying? And then she in the gym and she seeing the dudes that she wanted to screw, the big swole motherfuckers like you, Mike. You know what I'm saying? You know, sweating, glistening all down their body. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted them dudes. And then she come home, her husband sitting there looking like me. Oh, nigga, you got this fucking beard in the belly. You know what I'm saying, nigga? You know these niggas be picking me up, nigga, when they hug me at Lifetime. So you know what I'm saying? That's what she chose to go to. So that's why I say
still dead ass wrong.
100%,
Like,
bro. No, me and you
ain't
are
no-
in agreement that
Ain't
she's
no way
wrong.
this man over here telling she ain't
No,
wrong.
folk, you know he be on his own type of time over there,
Bro,
man.
she
You know,
did
you know, dude
wrong.
be doing what he be doing, and we just leave him over there. We damn near gonna push
Like,
his ass out the door one of these days.
I'm not even saying that. I know that she's technically wrong, but I also know that it's coming. This is predictable. So you're not, to me, wrong means you deceived me. If I can expect this, I'm not mad at you because I seen this coming.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with somebody who's not complete. The nerve of me to be mad at them
But
when
her
they get
husband-
complete and I'm not what they want anymore.
But her husband, he didn't feel that way. He thought like, yeah, like we together, we married. I love you all ways that I love you, and now you just gone. That's bogus, bro.
But he didn't know better. Like that's not how things work. Because you expected me to stay at this level, and then I surpassed this level, and now you're not good enough for me, and you think that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
she wrong for cheating.
That's the
But
toughest
she
part
not
of a
wrong.
marriage.
Like,
is
if she wanted to leave because those are her reasons for leaving, I can understand that if she did it that way. It's
That's
the
true.
fact she cheated, had a side dude, fell in love with the side dude, and then was like, I'll leave them at home and be gone him for
But-
the weekend, and I just want to
Yeah.
be there every day.
that's
Like,
deep, Mike. But
That's the different part. She tried to live double lives.
why did she do
That's
that?
all. Because the husband probably takes care of her.
Why did she do that, DA?
I don't know. Let me read this comment. I'll run the video back one more time because she actually said a few things in there that we're missing. Terrell Hunter says, I don't think it mattered to him either way because he was probably secure with whoever he was already. So her fixing herself was a plus. Again, like I said, he was satisfied with her fixing herself. And then he goes and says, I peep all angles y'all mentioned, though.
To me, I don't think people don't give cheating a certain level of respect that it deserves. Give me a chance. I know. I know. But I'm not doing this to harm you. I'm not cheating on you because I want to hurt you. I'm cheating because right now I'm having a selfish moment. Right now I'm looking the best I've ever looked, and I love this feeling. That doesn't change anything about the way I feel about you, husband.
But it actually does.
It don't, bro.
Hold on. Hold that thought. Let's run it back. Listen to what she says. That's crazy you said that.
You're married, have a kid, a happy home, and then you work on yourself, lose over 100 pounds, and become unrecognizable, both inside and out. You hang out more and ultimately step out on your marriage. There's hurt, pain, and a divorce. You live life with regret, but your story isn't finished.
What I thought at the time was love, I had never felt that before, ever. I have never felt so more desired in my life, ever.
Was sleeping with your husband difficult?
Very.
Why?
Because I only wanted the other guy.
I'm obviously not yours and you're not mine. But I don't
He
want
was
you.
mine. He was mine. I'm sorry, honey. He was mine.
How did your husband find out?
I confessed. I couldn't sleep. My conscience was eating me alive and I was exhausted. I was ready to leave my baby, leave my family. This was nice. I love y'all. I see y'all on the weekend. I wanted to be with him.
I know the camera's on you, bro, but let me just take this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is why, because we bypassed what she was saying in the actual interview. This is what makes her wrong in the scenario, because she actually fell out of love with her husband. She says, it was difficult for me to have sex with my husband. You know what I'm saying? She like, man, I just only wanted the other guy. I didn't even want my marriage no more. I'm gonna see y'all on the weekends.
Like,
I need to go live this life. That's why I like where Rose said it was all about her character. It was her state of mind through the door. And she probably was thinking that. That's what motivated her.
Yeah, she don't even
Because
know
a
how to have
nigga
it.
told her, man, shorty, if you was a little bit slimmer, somebody told
And it
her that.
clicked in her head, and she was like,
and she used that. Like, you know what? I
That
am
was her
cute a
fuel.
little bit. You know, I'm a cute big girl. So let me lose a little weight and see how I look. You know, I got a fat ass. Excuse me, baby. She got a fat ass. It is what it is. I got a fat ass. The girl, you see her turn around on the picture. Her shit big. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want this part. They just don't want the bigger parts of me. And then that's where you fall in love. Like Mike said, you fall in love with your side. Like, yeah, no, bro, you bogus. Like now you.
But that's because
just
she go,
leave.
it's because like Dennis said earlier, it's two different lives.
Yeah.
I fell in love with somebody else in this life. Like
Yeah.
in the other life that I was living, I was in love with him because it fit that life. I mean,
She messed this up for me. I was cooking for a second, and she messed it all up when she. Hey, when I'm listening to the video back, I'm like, I got to concede at this point.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to cheat, dear.
And then the interviewer, he goes on to say, hey, you know, I understand that I'm not yours, you're not mine, you're married. She know he was mine.
Mm-hmm.
He was mine.
She fell in love with the side
he was
dude.
in love with
But
the
you
side
fell
dude.
in love with the lifestyle, and this other man was caring for you. He loved you at your perceived worst. Because now that you've changed your body, you've changed your eating habits, now you think, oh, I'm for the better. But yeah, no, I loved you at your perceived worst. So going back to Rose said, it was a mindset all along.
I like that,
She's
Rose.
a foul individual, bro. Like Mike said in
But
the
you know what, though?
Here we go.
Because I'm going to come back.
But Karma came back and got her ass.
Because you see she gaining that weight back in that
Gained
video.
that way back, and
She might have just been having
and
a
the
big
side
show
nigga
today.
Probably left
She
her
was
ass.
having a big show today.
I'll still say, if I'm her husband, and if I'm her,
Said like she got a Steve Harvey suit on. So big show today.
yeah, she's having a big show today. But if I'm her husband and she comes to me and she feels like because she lost this weight, she wants to see what else is out there, you have to give her that. Because
Oh yeah, you definitely
She's
finna argue
going-
with Tony Gaskin.
she is going to resent you if she stays faithfully. She'll always feel like she could have did better.
She'll always feel
Y'all,
like she could have.
you guys will never get where you were supposed to go. So I would rather you leave me.
And figure out what you want, and
The-
then if I still want you,
The
and I
only
figure
thing
out
that
what
she
I
did
want.
that was wrong is you're cheating.
Yeah.
Instead of openly communicating the fact that you want to do other things.
because
Man.
your,
She
your
should
life
have
has
said,
changed.
This
she
is-
should have said, I want to see what else is out there because I feel like I'm a different class of woman now.
Yeah.
And a lot of men can't take that, just like a lot of women can't take if I was making 50,000 and now I make 500,000. I say, man, I just want to go out there and be a man who can
Live at the
go get the
$500,000
best
rate.
of the best women look
Yeah.
wise. I couldn't just tell my wife that, but because I love you, I'm just gonna go cheat.
Yeah.
But now I'm looked at as foul, but I couldn't give you that honesty because I know you're not ready to receive it.
because it's gonna hurt.
And I'm not looking to destroy my family. Now, what happens is when you out there cheating, you'll mess around and destroy your family because now I don't even want this other dude to touch me,
Yeah.
i.e. the lady on the video.
I ate a lady on the video.
But I don't think her intent was to leave her family when she first started messing with dudes. I think she just wanted to feel desired by a man that she feels like was in a higher class than her husband.
That's
For,
super
for
clean.
what she looked like.
For what she looked like.
But
in
to
a-
me,
in
that
body
don't
style.
make her foul to me. I don't know. I might be by myself
mean, it-
all
it-
night,
it
but I don't
does.
think that make her foul.
I'll say it does just simply because I'll use the woman's argument. Just leave. Period.
But that's-
because that's what we hear all the time. Just leave. Regardless how you try to clean
That-
it up.
I don't think it
just
make her
leave.
foul. I think it make her selfish.
Drop. Imagine dropping on your significant other that you less than anything that I want now.
Yep. You can't.
But
Bro,
you don't
that's
have.
the
But you don't have to have.
hardest-
You don't have to have that conversation. Like, you know what? I just want to do other stuff.
But that's.
Hey, listen.
But she gonna
I'm
want to
not
know.
going against y'all.
She
I'm
gonna want to
using
know.
what society
What's a
says.
woman gonna ask you? Well, why you want to go do other stuff?
Hey man, listen, because my mind is made up.
Yeah, 'cause
my
when you
mind
drop-
is made up, and I want to
That's-
go elsewhere.
But that's why we cheat or hold back, because a lot of times, because people don't want to tell their sick. That's some of the reasons why they don't want to tell their significant other that.
I don't think so.
I
Here-
want to respond to that, Terrell. Can we read that?
Well, go ahead and read it, buddy, and put all of those.
Yeah, he said, this is where she effed up. B, you only lost 100 pounds, so you desire the attention of getting effed by other ends.
Man, say niggas, man.
And when the N is catcalling and you effing, something even smaller curves your left, and then you curve your husband, and now you got time to fix yourself. Okay, cool. Terrell, with the part that it's the exact same thing as a man who gets his bread up and now he wants to deal with a different class of women. That is natural. I don't care what, we got to be honest at this point. We have to be honest at this point. If once you get to levels, you want to go experience those levels to the highest degree. I don't know what it's like to make 500 grand or make $1 million every single year.
Yeah.
And this woman was with me at 50 grand. It's okay to cuss. I just don't be, you good, bro. But I don't know what it's like to live that life, and I want to go experience it.
Yeah.
She's not wrong to me. And I can't tell you that because I do love you and I don't want to hurt you. So I'll try to sneak and do it. And I didn't know that I was going to get caught here. I thought I would be able to dib and dab and then still be family mom and she couldn't.
Yeah.
She went out there and fell in love like a lot of dudes do.
Like, I don't even want you.
She ain't foul to me. I think that's life. I think that's life. The more we talk about it, the more I'm on her side.
She foul as shit, bro. But
like foul as
she foul as shit. The only respectable part
only reason that we think she's so foul is because we can't handle when somebody grows on us and they outgrow us. I think that we can all put ourselves in that man's shoes, and we would be so hurt if the women of our lives left us in this same way.
It's the only part is like, for me, is most people is when she gain all that weight back, she gonna run back to him.
Definitely.
That's the problem. If you leave, like the only respectable part of this whole conversation that she had, was that she eventually came clean. That was the only respectable part. The rest of that was all like she was foul for everything else.
She only came clean, Mike, because her box was beat in. You know,
she's like, man, shit, like, dude, you're not doing, you struggling there.
Getting her shit beat on the weekend.
So she like, I don't want to fuck you, bro. I'm going on the weekend. She doing the Carly Russell weekends.
Look, she done lost that weight. Her husband beating her shit in and the side, nigga.
Man, she wasn't messing with her husband.
Bro, she said it. She was exhausted.
She was
bro,
spinning, buddy.
She said she was exhausted, bro. Like,
I'm
tired of getting this kitty beat, man.
Hey, she was
getting her kitty beat.
She's stupid.
She was getting pounded so much, bro. She had to pick one. She was like, this too much shit. Like, bro, what? Like, you was fucking too much. I mean, you was tearing your ass up.
She was coming through the door. Her husband was like, oh, you just got out the gym, huh? Bring that ass.
like these niggas was rabbits. They was fucking the shit out of her. How you get that tired? She's like, I was exhausted. Like, they only see you on Saturdays and Sundays and you exhausted.
Golly, man, that shit hit
YouTube comment from Rose says, if she's that grown, keep it a buck. That is true, but grown people lie.
Grown people lie all the time.
And that's a lie that we be like, oh, well, why you lie? But I lied not to hurt your feelings because it would have crushed you. You know how mentally crushing that could be?
Hey, you know
what?
The
person that you love more than anything tell you that you less than.
Facts.
Like how crushing that could be to somebody.
Another YouTube comment from Rose, she confessed because she wanted him to walk. So then she could say, yeah, I did tell him, but she wanted to do what she wanted to do.
Makes sense.
I like that, Rose.
It's so crazy, Dennis, because I can actually agree with you, bro. I'm gonna call her foul, but I understand the psychology of it. And I mean, if we break it down, like that's what this is. Like, I just had a situation in life, bro, and it just had an epiphany in like the last week or so, and really came to terms on how I got there.
Are we talking about that conversation we had that day?
That day, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like last week or whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah. Mm-hmm. And it just like once you realize like, oh shit, like this is where I'm at in life and this is how I got here. This is where she's at. Like she said, bro, she's feeling the love that she's never felt in her life, to be that desired. Like her husband look at her, oh baby, you so cute today. You pretty. Oh, you put that outfit on, you beautiful.
And she's like, yeah, nigga, I
But
don't give a
then
fuck.
he not looking at her like, you know what I'm saying? She's a steak on the grill and he's ready to just devour her. Whereas when she loses this weight with these tight form-fitting clothes and she goes out, and these men are now approaching her. And it could be other factors too. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the blurred out pictures of her husband. He's a pretty big guy. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say he doesn't appear to be that stylish, but I mean, maybe these dudes is putting the shit on. They smelling good. The look is there. Everything that she desired. But because her man came to her in the space that he did, like Dennis said, that was receptive to her. Because this is what I can get. I'm not getting looks over here. So I can understand now, you know what I'm saying?
And it's a good man. You know what I mean?
He's at
his purest form, he's a good guy.
You know, to what some degree to what we understand, it is what it is. But yeah, no, Mike said the purest thing she could have did was confess. Man, Mike, that nigga only confessed because that box was so.
Man, she was,
you know,
steroid.
You know, them steroid dudes in the gym, boy, they be going for
she
hours.
She confessed because she wanted to be single.
And
I don't think people confess for the other person.
You don't think so?
Never. You didn't tell me nothing for me.
Yeah.
You told me because either you felt guilty or you wanted me to leave you.
Your conscience is bad.
And I don't think most people got a conscience. I think you told because you want me to leave.
Terrell said, so to sum it up, life sucks. I mean,
I get where Dennis saying is like, how can you be mad for somebody telling you what they wanted? If they told you, like,
you have no other choice because
this is what I want to go do, this is what I want, and how can we be mad that you can tell me like most of us wouldn't be able to take it.
Yeah, because you're emotionally, psychologically vested.
It's wrong. Is it kind of selfish for us to not be able to take it?
Yeah.
That's our selfish part of not being able to take it, because we know we use that against the fact that you will just turn around and be like...
I love how things just walk into the conversation.
Like, you'll turn around and just like be like, well, you know what? I'm going to use this as a manipulation tool towards you, so you won't crush me.
Yeah.
Because if you really told the honest truth every day about everything, you'd crush people. But I mean, that's only because psychological mind could not take the honest truth every single day.
But that's only because
everybody that they run into.
We equate love with everything that we do. And love ain't nothing but a psychological feeling. That's it, bro. Like, there is nothing in my being that says I can't be without you, except the societal push that if you leave me, I got to listen to all of these long drawn out songs and I gotta cry and I'm so hurt. Man, what? No, we're together because we actually fit together and I like being in your space. But because I love you, I don't want you to go. I don't want somebody else to have you because you're mine. Listen to what she said. Dude was mine. He was mine. She desired that man. That's all I was, a desire, bro. I'm not saying love isn't real. People, don't beat me up. Please don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I can't say, hey, wait, you want to go do what? With who? Not me? How dare you? You know what I'm saying? How does that look, bro? How does that look? You can't just up and decide in your mind today that this isn't good for you anymore because I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not prepared for this new life that you want to live. Like, we have a life together. We're raising this family together. We're at the world together. And now you want to just up and leave because you look better?
Yes.
She fine in that. In that regard, yeah.
The same way I want to do my thing when I got more money.
If your job get to pissing you off good enough, you're going to get the fuck up and leave, right? And you're not going to stay there because you don't want to be there.
But that's apples and oranges, right?
It's kind of in the same field of, if you don't want something, then you don't want it. It's okay.
But that's the job.
I don't have to get a relationship 2 week notice.
I didn't. Do it one more time.
Well,
why do you think you got to give your relationship a 2 week notice? If I don't want to be with you, I don't want to be with you. I'm out of here. That's okay. And she was okay in her right there. Like, yeah, I changed. I'm gone.
I think most people would say that a relationship should be more of a commitment than a job, though.
Well, you commit. Don't you got to commit to your job?
You do, but you do.
Hey, I see what you did there, buddy.
But I didn't sign up. I didn't sign my contract to work and say that I'll never leave this place. When you sign up for marriage, you're supposed to be here for
Yeah,
better or
Nigga, I
worse.
signed that contract and said I was never gonna leave them Columbia CDs and got the hell up out of there, nigga. When it was time, nigga.
I still got some Netflix DVDs somewhere. No,
Hey.
that can't work that way though.
Say it again. Okay.
From what you said, they can't work that way.
Tell me why.
Well, come back to it.
Facebook comment from Terrell Hunter says, depending on what somebody invested, that's why they salty. If it wasn't much, then well, she gone, folks.
But I mean, dude, he invested his life.
Exactly.
He invested his life, so that's why, like, because that's what marriage is.
And I'm not saying I don't expect for this man to be salty, but I don't think this woman is wrong. I ain't gonna hold you. I really don't. And I'm not even doing that podcast thing. I really don't think she wrong.
The marriage thing too, like it's a commitment that can be broken. That's why we have divorce court. So like this is like it's just like a job. It's not the same like feeling.
Yeah.
But they have the same committal effort. You go to your job every day.
Yeah.
You deal with your partner every day when you're in love with them every day the same. It's just in different
I think
forms.
dating kind of ties to a job to me. A marriage is supposed to be a lifetime bond between two people.
When
So
you
a
go
career?
when you go
Or
to
so a
have
career?
a real career,
Not necessarily,
that's a
because
lifetime bond to it. And you
Nah.
can always change that lifetime bond because you might want a different career.
I don't think any job has a lifetime bond to it.
A career. We talking
Because you retire from every job.
That's different. A job and a
job and a
career
career
is
is
two
two
different
different
things.
You retire from every single work.
The job is where you work. The career is the work field.
Any
So-
occupation you're going to retire from at some point. And then,
Eventually.
in a marriage, you retire at death.
But
You're
the-
supposed to.
That's retirement.
But
buddy.
career
It's
makes it
over.
the amount of time that you locked in to that particular field.
Yeah,
So
like
that's
you
what makes
study
it your
that field.
career.
But there's not a time limit on it, though.
What you mean?
A
it's
time
not
limit
Like, there's
on
not a time span on. If I'm a writer, I don't
You
have
can
to be
write
a writer
forever.
for the rest of my life. I don't have to.
And you don't have to be in the marriage for the rest of your life. You can make a commitment.
But I got to
leave
pay
it.
to get out of this mug because I said that I would.
That's circumstantial. We talk about just the fact
'Cause,
that
I mean,
you can leave.
Yeah, and then like based on the fact, like Mike said, it's circumstantial. If you get a prenup, then you don't have to pay to get out of nothing. I mean, in that regard,
But
but you
it's
know
still-
the fees and all
I think
of that.
I think the bond is different to me.
They have
I
different
agree with you,
bonds,
but
they
I see
have
what you
the
did,
but
though.
the
same-
That was
they
creative.
have the
It was creative.
same. They go together. They just have the same track line, but they are different feelings. They have different feelings to it. Like, we don't give a shit about that job like that. Like, I'm up out of here. We'll be at 7 jobs in a week. I go to temp agency. I'll be working tomorrow, bitch. You know how many times somebody told me that when I was at Sony? And they sitting their ass right across the street. And I go over there and fire them too. I used to love firing people.
Hey, chill, fam. Before somebody watching know where your ass at, and I get a charge for shooting the shit out of somebody.
Man, when I worked at the job, I love firing people. They like, Mike, can you walk somebody out gladly? Hey, walk this nigga up out. Give me your badge, nigga. Let's go. Get off my truck. Walk them clean up out of there.
Hey, man. So we kicked this one to death. DP, right before we went on, you was surfing the internet and you saw a status that said what? Because we actually had one in place before we got to Tony Gaskins, but we've been talking about this for a little while. So what was this particular status that you just saw on social media?
Forgive me. Do the shout out for me real fast so I can find it.
Shout out to what?
Do the pub.
Oh. Hey, guys, if you're here, you're watching this thing, you know what? I'm going to get a motherfucker that they just want to do their job. Because he don't want to do his job. If you're here, please, watching us either on YouTube or Facebook, please do us a favor and like, comment, and share this post. I don't know what all Dennis says. What
That was
what
good.
do you be saying, bro?
That was good. Everybody that's with us right now, please hit that share button, hit that like button, go to YouTube, subscribe to the I Just Want to Talk podcast, hit that like button, hit that love button, especially when I'm talking. Our next topic, friend of the show, Boss Lady Tawana Ward said from the Facebook comments, different women bring out different results in men. We were trying to see whether or not that was true or false. I like it.
What you think,
I like
Mike?
it a lot.
Yes. Different women bring out different results than men. It's proven the type of woman you choose in your life can be detrimental to your success or failures or a learning experience along the way. So it's definitely can bring out different characteristics or different things in men. Like like the woman that you have can literally make or break the type of man you'll be in the future.
I think who you are is a choice that you make. I don't think anybody brings something different out of you. I think you just commit differently. I think it's just about the growth of where you are right now.
But you make choices a lot of times based off what somebody else does. So if that woman does these things around you, you're making those choices, and indirectly now she's molding you into somebody because you're going to not do certain things for certain women.
I agree.
I think
because her boundary that she had, you're not going to do it. If, like, just as a man, you're not going to cross it. Like, but you're going to bounce off of it. You might try because it might be something that you don't like, but it starts to mold you into a person. As it's like the gym. You exercise it, and you start to become to the point you don't even test it anymore because there's no point in it. That's why boundaries is so important for women to keep boundaries with men. Like, stop breaking your boundaries. It's going to mold him into the man that you want him to be eventually.
I like that, Mike.
Because it's going to bounce off. If you can be the stronger wall, it's going to bounce off. You can't let him kick it down. It's going to mold him into who it is. That's like military training. But just for our emotions. And you mold that man into who he's going to be.
I think it appears that way, but I think as we mature as men, we just go find a better partner. And now it looks like this woman is just molding us and made us better, or we changed for this woman. But the change started with me. I just went and found a better woman. Like, this woman already understands what it takes to be a wife. And now, because I don't have the same pool that I used to have once upon a time, or I'm finally ready to act like I got some sense, now it's like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and settle down. And now it looks like this woman groomed me into something that I wasn't before, when it's actually just my commitment changed. But it wasn't about her necessarily. It was just me ready to be what a relationship says I should.
So you saying that's why they say men wait till they get a certain age to be
exactly. Okay, so the woman didn't change me.
So you say
I just finally grew up.
All men settle at some point.
Whoa, most.
But that would be all.
But I do think that when a man marries, there is kind of a settle that happens.
Everybody you with, you settled for. You didn't think I think we're leaving in the light that we're thinking like, oh, well, you thought you could do better, so you settled. Not that way. Everybody you made a commitment to, you settled with. That's a settlement. That's like towns. When they built towns, they're called settlements, right? Mm-hmm. As a town's built, you settled there because it was a nice place to be. It doesn't mean that we're somewhere better. It just meant that this was a nice settlement to be in, and I wanted to be here. So we use settlement in a bad way, but everybody at some point settles on the woman that they want as a man because that woman made him be who he wanted to really settle with.
I think that man was just ready to settle, and that woman came around at the opportune time.
So now you telling me that he just settled for anything?
No. He could identify the fact that this is actually a good woman to settle with. So now I'll act like I got some sense by her because she doesn't come around every day. But if we go back and look in most men who had a variety of women, if you look back in his history, it was probably 5 or 6 different women he could have settled with and been just as happy. You agree?
But he did make that choice.
Because I wasn't ready. So it wasn't like she just changed me so much. I'm just ready now.
You can be ready, but they can also make sure that, like, if you ready, you ready. So that means that you can have 4 women and you ready and you pick one of them 4. Mm-hmm. Because the other ones,
I don't think that's how it happens, though. Like, I think if she was in a rotation of 4, she probably isn't going to be the person I choose. It's going to be a fresh woman who I haven't put through any struggle. And now so it's like, let me go ahead and build with this person.
You did there.
I have cooking mic right now, too.
So now that build to the point that if it's different women, these women you didn't want. But the different woman came and you wanted to settle.
It wasn't necessarily I didn't want them. I just wasn't ready to settle.
Just because
it doesn't mean that those 4 women weren't good women.
When you ready,
it was about me.
When you ready to settle, you gonna find the place that you want to settle at.
When I'm ready to settle.
I see what Mike doing as well,
so
though.
You can't
I do
settle.
like
when you find a place to settle, it's different. That's why you chose it. You can't tell me because that means you would settle with everybody. You can't.
And then that's why he said, then you just settle for
You
anybody.
settle
But
for anybody? That's
No.
what it came. That's what it sounded like
So
to me.
so before we settle, do you feel like there was ever anybody that you could have settled with and been just as happy? Don't answer that. That is not going to. Mug sleeping on the couch behind that one. My lady don't watch this, so I say what I want.
Let me use this example. If you lived in California
Mhm.
and living here, would you be just as happy?
That's not the same thing.
Would you be just as happy? Would you?
I don't know.
So
You say I didn't want to give you that. I don't know.
Because you could be just as happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to go find out. So you settle here because it feels like the best place to
Hey,
be.
I'm answering these like they court questions. Like, hold on, you ain't finna walk.
I plead. Hey.
I was so focused. I'm like,
So
what else?
That's why we settle. We settle somewhere. Doesn't mean that there isn't a better place to settle, but this was the best place for me to settle
At
because
this
it's
moment.
different.
But I think we settle when
It's
we're
something
ready.
about this woman.
I mean, that's
that
anybody,
I
though.
settled with her for, because it could have been any other woman, but I chose to settle with you. There has to be something that makes you want to settle with.
So
that
you think it's
person.
more about the woman when a man settles than it is about him?
I think it's a combination of both, but it's 60-40.
I think it is more about the woman.
Because you going to make the decision
I
to
think it
want
is
to
more
settle.
about the woman.
So now you looking for the right one to settle with. Because if I'm not, it's so that makes her
So you
different.
think a man is looking to settle when he finally settles?
When he ready to settle, he has to find where to settle. So I have
Well,
to.
y'all niggas
I
stop
have
saying
di-
settle. Y'all confusing the fuck out of me over here. Like, Jesus
So
Christ.
when a man when a man gets to a woman and he finds a woman that he wants
Facts.
to be with,
I like old shuckles.
it makes it where she's different than everybody. That's why I'm with her.
So-
Like, you not with your wife because she like everybody else.
Yeah. And
She different, so she brings out a different part of you.
I definitely agree that different women bring out different results in men. And this goes back to, we had a podcast like a year ago, and we were talking about who determines marriage, men or women. And at first, like, we were all kind of like on the fence, and then y'all was like, oh no, I'm in, because we got to get down on one knee and say, will you marry me? When in actuality, that woman gives you the comfort to settle with her. And that's what makes you decide now that I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to be anywhere else. I'll probably go run off and do some dumb shit, but I'm going to come back here because this is my most comfortable space.
60-40.
And it also goes back to what you were saying about old girl before you found out that she was ready to leave. Just because I go run off and do some dumb shit, that doesn't mean I don't love you here.
Right.
Because you made me feel most comfortable. And because you made me feel most comfortable, here's the reward of this ring, will you marry me? So actually, you both are saying the same exact thing, but it goes back to what old Shuckles is saying. She was like, women have changed men from selling drugs to becoming legit. And they often do, because they show you something different. Like Mike was saying, they teach you something, or they're pouring into you, and then you say, you know what? I don't need that no more over there. This is what I want to do now. So you both have a
But
point.
I think even that example, maybe that'll help me be a little more clear. He wasn't thinking about not selling drugs when she convinced him to be legit. He was already over it. Because you can't make me do nothing that I'm not ready to do already.
That's not true, Dennis. I'll disagree with that.
I'm just saying majority,
Well, no,
of course.
just but I mean,
'cause of
not
course,
even a number thing.
I think that we do what we want to do as men. Like, I'm not ever not already on something before it happens. Like, you kind of just make up your mind. Like, I think when men finally get into a relationship with a woman and they start trying to act like they got some sense, he knew he was going to do that before. It wasn't necessarily about her, because he already had
So
5 or 6 different. Because I wasn't ready at that time.
I got it, Mike.
I think it's more about timing than it.
got it.
I think them over there
I
taking
got
notes
it,
and
Mike.
everything.
I got it, Mike.
It's more about the timing to me than it is the woman.
In actuality, Dennis, it's not. Go back to what we were talking about last week or the week before when we mentioned like when you get around certain types of people and you decide to bring them in your space. You spoke to when women are around you, regardless how they are with their friends, because you don't curse, because you don't drink, they will not do that to be in your presence.
Right.
So he was going to keep selling dope. And then when she came, she showed him that this doesn't fit in my world. What you're doing, I'm different. I can't be running downtown picking you, bonding you out of jail and, you know what I'm saying, spending this money on that and that. If this is where you want to be, not ultimatum wise, but you have to kind of transition away from that. And so he does, because it's like, okay, yeah, no, with the drug money, we can spend cash on everything, but let me show you this other way of living, because we're going to need credit for the house, for the cars, for the businesses, for all of these things that we're going to obtain together. What you did in your own personal life by yourself, hey, that's fine. But now you're with me, we're creating an industry, a C Corp in so many different ways. So you have to go away from that and be this now.
Which means that men change more for women than women change for men.
100%. I would not argue that at all.
Men will change.
I would not
more for
argue that
women
at all,
than
Mike.
women change for men.
I would not try to argue that.
Women are less likely to change for the man as the man is changed for the women
I agree.
when they get in a relationship.
Listen.
I don't think anybody
he conforms
changes.
to her. When he actually completely settles, he conforms to her. That's a part of submittal. Like, he conforming to her. Women don't have to change. We conform to how they are.
Say it one more time for me, Mike.
So women don't necessarily have to change. We conform to how they are.
I think the
Based
only
off
thing
of
that
they boundaries mean more to us. So when you really want to settle with that person, they boundaries mean more. So when they boundaries mean more, you conform to their boundaries because you respect them so much. So I want to be with you. I won't do this.
I think we feel like that because once we get married, we killed the hunter inside of us. That's the only conforming that really happens. Like, because you lost the ability to hunt, it kills your testosterone. It kills everything inside of you that made you who you were before you was with her.
Which you change.
And it really makes you old, for real. Like, that's why we get old. I think that's why people finally, like, start slowing down, yada, yada, yada. So I will agree.
So you think marriage is bad?
I do to a certain degree.
So what?
I do.
Marriage? So why? Okay, so legally marriage or just being with somebody, one person then? Because you lose
Both.
the hunt, whether like so being
Both.
with one person is bad.
I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I think that's how you start getting old.
Because of monogamy.
Yep.
So polygamy is the way.
I think that's a rich man sport. And you gotta be a part of that.
That was a clean answer, but
that's
wasn't
only
an
because
answer.
of the way society's set up.
I don't think that all men can handle that, because I feel like you're supposed to take care of your women.
Man, they gonna be like Shorty with the beat up box.
that she
That
couldn't
joint
handle
gonna be a rubber stick.
That's-
Pause.
That's tough, because I actually do believe that, like,
polygamy will save your life.
I think marriage makes you old. I think
I
it
can
like
agree with that. It calms you. For lack of better words, I'm tired of hearing it, but it settles you.
Remember marriage make you like old, like physically?
I think that because it kills that hunter inside of you. If I'm with a woman, she's going through what she's going through. I'm no longer, like, most people stop chasing a significant other, and that's a huge mistake that we make. But once I get to the point where we've been together for 8 years, we not consistently going on dates. I'm no longer hunting. We sleep together once or twice a week, maybe. Right. That's a stretch for a couple that's been together for 8 years. So now my testosterone levels have died. I'm 8 years older. I'm slow. Most of our conversations are probably kid-based. We don't really date. I'm not really looking to.
That's because you in the house. So
exactly. I'm no longer a hunter.
It's better for married people to live apart. If they had the trust in everybody, you could live apart. He'll always have to come to you, hunt for you, take you out, do things.
Yep.
And you should live apart, because you're going to always, oh, baby, you're going to go out today? Can you come over?
I told my wife we should get in separate bedrooms.
Change
in the
how
forever home, separate bedrooms.
And just like, it doesn't change how you actually like operate. Like, that's how you started dating.
Yeah.
It keeps it
It's
that way
important
where
to
you
miss a
continue to date.
person.
Yeah, like if y'all living in the house,
Super
like,
important.
y'all living in the house, y'all at the house all day together. You're here the weekend all day together. Go out, and then you like, bro, I'm tired of seeing you, bro. But when you live apart, like, man, I gotta go see her.
Yeah.
I gotta go take her out. Let's go do something. Like, I ain't seen you in a couple of days.
Together.
So, together. Let's go. And if you got kids, you still do it together. I think it can help some marriages. Some marriages don't need that, but I think it could help some marriages.
I said I need new friends. Hey, I told this nigga, bro, we buy our forever home. We sleep in separate bedrooms, bro. I really believe that's real. Like, and it goes back to the old of the back in the day, the TV shows where you saw the man and the woman sleeping separately, but you saw them overly engaged in each other because it's like, you're not there when I wake up, so I can't wait to get to you. You're not there when I go to sleep, so you know what I mean? Now I gotta, oh man, I'm thinking about her. Let me go creep in this room. We sleep together tonight, and then I get to sleep by myself.
I don't want to sleep by myself.
Yeah, you need to sleep by yourself. You don't, folk be tweaking.
I don't want to sleep by
It
myself.
don't really bother me, but like, it do feel better with somebody like sleeping in the bed.
Man, listen, I want to have the air conditioning on and a fan. My wife just be talking, it's cold in here. Shut up.
Yeah, but nah.
I'm like, your iron low. My iron.
It's crazy.
It's tough because I wonder with a lot of women if a man was like, look, I want to marry you, I want to spend my life with you, but I want us to stay in our own homes, would they say yes to that?
No, hell no.
Most women gonna say no because they think you're still trying to cheat.
Yeah, and it's only because of the societal push for men to be
And there
dogs.
we go.
No.
I put up a quick segue. I put up a post 2 days ago, and I'm like, to me, women say no to a lot of things because of the way other women would look at them. Other women would look at them as if they were stupid for agreeing to something.
Mm-hmm.
That mug probably had like 50 women on there saying, man, not me. I don't care what nobody think. You're lying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not
Well, I can't
all
say
women.
that they're lying, but I think the
I think
majority,
the majority
of
of women care what other women think.
Because
and that's why, go ahead. I'm
why
sorry.
can't we be married if we live in different houses, but we dated in different houses?
Because you already know somebody like, girl, I would never do nothing like that. You know his ass be having hoes over there. Girl, you better go over there. You better check on his ass.
Misery
But you got a
loves
key to
company.
my house. I got a key to your house.
And you could come and go as
And
you
you could
please.
come-
It's
yeah.
our houses. They could be in both our names. You could come and go. But it's just like,
You could pop up over here.
You
This
could
is
pop
your
up,
house.
like-
We just got two homes.
And you
Yeah.
just
These are both our homes.
'Cause,
You got
bro,
stuff at both places.
being with somebody for a long time, you're going to get tired of them at some point. It's
I don't know if I necessarily want to
impossible.
live in two different houses, but I definitely want to do separate bedrooms. Because, I mean, that's a little extreme, man. Like,
Two separate houses? I don't think
We live in two different houses
what's
when
her
we
name?
meet.
It's a actress. What's it? Gwyneth Paltrow. Her and her husband live in different houses.
straight up.
Yeah,
They
That's
rich
crazy.
though. They
They
got
rich.
that.
But
They
yeah,
got
they
rich nigga
rich. But it
problem.
was like when Kanye was in Wyoming and what's her name? Her dumb ass just fly to fucking Wyoming. Y'all got all y'all billionaires. Like,
Man,
what are you crying
I'm sure y'all
for?
got a plane. If Drake
So-
got a plane, y'all got a
Yeah, I know y'all got 2 planes. So you niggas, somebody fly the kids on one, y'all go on one. Like, she made it difficult, but she said you could hear her saying like how much she missed him being in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And how much she wanted to go see him, but she had all of these commitments and things to do and blah, blah, blah. Everybody living life because their life's so glamorous. Us not having that glamorous life where we got to go do all of these commitments and things like that, you could live apart.
Yeah.
Because I could just be at your house all day. I'm finna go home.
Hey,
Makes sense.
Facebook comment Tyler Brown said married couples forget about their lives before. They forget that they're individuals. You're more than just a spouse.
That is super
I agree.
clean.
That's super clean.
And then going back to what Seta said, I honestly still miss my husband when he's away at work. I don't care if I just saw him. I miss him as soon as he leaves, and it's been 17 years. His presence is everything. I'll tell you, and I'm not, no one can refute how you feel, Seta, so let me say that. You're 100% right. That's great. I think it's like the best thing in the world that you miss your husband when he leaves the house. But I think the dynamic changed when, and these are not my words, they're somebody else's, once text messaging and FaceTime became a thing, because now I don't have the opportunity to miss you at all. The minute you walk out the door,
I can
and
text
back
you
in the
right
day, it used to be, hey, you got to wait till you get home and check the answer machine. Doop, you have 17 messages, and then you got to listen to them all, and then you choose who you call back. Now everybody, oh, you left me on red, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
I know
every
you see
moment,
my messages.
every moment of your day is being logged by your significant other or somebody else that, you know, your wife, husband, whatever the case may be. Everything that happens, I need to tell you right now. I'm not that guy, bro. Pint will tell y'all like all the time. Pint will text me, I'll read the messages and not even reply. Because I love the fact that we have that time, like when we in the bed before we go to sleep. And I'll be like, hey, man, did I tell you about this? She's like, no. I'm like, man, I thought I'd text you, knowing damn well I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But you need that time with your significant other, bro. Like, you need that away time. You need that time to miss them. Going back to, you know, we had an issue like when she first started working from home. It was like, damn, nigga, I'm not leave you here. When I get back here, then go somewhere. Go do something. And then that's when she started to incorporate, you know what I'm saying, going to the grocery store when I get home as opposed to going while I'm away. Because then now it's like, damn, I come home and don't see that car. Where this motherfucker at? You know what I'm saying? So you actually, I think you need that. I think you actually do need time apart. But I mean, again, like I said, when I get my forever home, I don't give a damn what my wife say. We sleeping in 2 separate bedrooms.
I knew it was one of them. Didn't say it. I thought it was Haitian, but she says Jamaican. They live in separate houses.
Yeah.
And the houses don't got to be that far, but like, it's just like, I'm going to be over here. It's going to give you your creative space. You're going to feel like you have more of your privacy that you don't have when you're in a house. And it's expensive.
So what happens when you bring kids into the fold?
You come over with the kids. And some days she might be over there with the kids. Some days they might be over with me, and I might be over there. Y'all be all
get y'all ass over there to your mama house.
Go to your mama house. Go to your mama house.
And it don't gotta be so.
Walk to your mama house now. Go in and walk.
It doesn't have to be so extreme where the kids even notice. Like, it could be like, I got off work and I went to the apartment instead of coming to the house.
And I was just at the
and I
crib.
stayed at the house. I stayed at the apartment for 3 hours and just was kicking it or whatever for a minute. And then I went home.
And we came home.
Not even
ate dinner.
Not even trying to put people too far, but like when Denver is in camp for the majority of the week, she stays at her grandparents' house. So when Denver says, I want to go home, she's talking about going to her grandparents' house. And then when she's at her grandparents' house and she said, I want to go home, she want to come home with me and mom. So it's just like, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It definitely makes sense for the situation with the kids, but it's just a tidbit. Hey, man, listen, we kicked that one for a little while. We've been at this for a bit. We're going to tighten this thing up, man. So Tony Gaskin says that he doesn't have respect for a man unless he's married and faithful. Tony Gaskin is just one of those pencil-pushing nerds that, to me, you know what I'm saying, one of these dudes who just does this pandering thing. I don't have an issue with him, but it's just some of the stuff he says seems a little bit unreal. Let me know if it seems unreal to you. Check this out and come right back.
That's why I'm in the relationship space. Because for me personally, I don't respect a man until he's married. Like, a man does not earn my respect until he's married and faithful. Damn. Like, he could bench press 500. He could make $1 million a week. He can have a jet. He can have houses around the world. A man does not have my respect. He will have my kindness. He will have, you know, my love as a brother, as a man, but he won't have my respect and admiration until he can be married and faithful.
So is that the highest level of a man?
It's the highest level of a man.
And faithful in particular.
Faithful. Because anybody could be married. That's a piece of paper. See, real marriage is a covenant. Because when we had marriage with God, we didn't have a courthouse. We didn't have a piece of paper. We have a covenant. So the piece of paper does not mean anything. And I remember my dad telling me that. He was like, listen, if you think that piece of paper gonna change something, it's not. And we have to have a covenant. And this is what you'll notice when you look around. And this is why I was telling y'all, with a lot of podcasts that won't bring me on, they won't bring me on because they know from my message what I stand on. And they don't want their wives or their girlfriends to see that this is a level of living that's capable. And I'm settling when Cherie Gaskins has this mindset. And you around here talking to me like crap, and you around here talking about I got to give you a hall pass and every man cheats and all of this. So they don't want to expose the woman who's in the darkness to men who speak in the light, who's showing the light. And so because of that, you'll notice most black men and men in general choose business and motivation over relationships. Because it's easier to talk about making money than it is to talk about being faithful to one woman and loving one woman purely. Because what I have come to realize, the hardest thing for a man to do, and guys always capping in the comments when I say this, but they're not really living it, because I'm living it. The hardest thing for a man to do is be faithful to one woman. And what I mean by being faithful is not just about not having sex, but I also mean by cultivating her heart and mind, by speaking life into her, by understanding that his greatest strength is his gentleness, by not talking down to her, by not dictating and controlling and trying to silence her and make her. What men are looking for today are robots. They want.
And I let y'all hear the entirety of that just so I could get you all on Tony Gaskin's side, and then rip you all to shit after the fact. I'm sick of this nigga, bro. Like, it's just so crazy. And like when my wife sent it to me. When I first saw it,
Wait, before you go in, bro, because I see that you.
Oh no, I'm not even gonna go in. I'm just gonna walk y'all into what I think. But go ahead.
Before he goes into this, please, everybody that's with us, we appreciate you spending this Tuesday night with us. Hit that share button, hit that like button, hit that love button, especially when I'm talking. DA is about to go crazy.
I'm not.
He cannot stand this dude with a passion. Go ahead, take it away, DA.
Carissa introduced him to me about a year or two ago, and she's like, man, you really need to start listening to this dude, and he's good, and blah 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 blah. And first, I always go and check the diversity of his listening crew. It's 80% women. Shut up, nigga. I can't hear nothing you're saying because you're speaking to 80% women. His following is something like 4, 5, 6, 8, 12 million people. I don't really know what the number is. Mm-hmm. But it's 80% women. So who will I push my conversation to? Naturally, as a man, the first question I asked was, well, why does me getting your respect even matter to me? But I understand, talking to my wife, that wasn't the point she wanted me to get. But me being a man, I don't give a damn, dude. Like, I don't care what you think about me or how I live and how I act. He goes on to say that a man can't get his respect unless he's married and faithful. Not just married, but then you have to act a certain way and you have to be a certain way. Oh, well, men who only speak to money and motivation, you know what I'm saying, they're less than. Well, what if that's the way they choose to live their lives? What if they don't want to be married? What if they just, their family comes from nothing and they just want to build their siblings, their mother, their father? So to them, to you, they're less than? Bro, shut up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. He had some very viable points. Men do want to say, well, I deserve a hall pass. And men do say, well, all men cheat. No, nigga, that's just the natural occurrence of life and how it lives. You have to dig into the psychology of cheating. Whoo, I feel it coming now. Slow down, DA. What a lot of these pandering ass niggas don't understand, that when we have the conversation, you'll ask the question, well, why do men cheat? And people say, that's just what they want to do. No, you dumb fuck. There is something going on psychologically. Remember, we all was agreeing with Smokey when he was like, yeah, no, I just cheated because whatever happened in my home, I use it as the justification.
Right.
Well, what about the one thing that you can't talk about that bothered you so bad that you dealt with your significant other, your spouse, but you just pushed it to the back of your mind? Now, this is a stolen thought. This isn't mine.
Who'd you get it from?
Trip from tonight's conversation.
Okay.
We went and seen him this weekend, and he was like, in so many words, what happens is when a man is bothered by something and he takes that feeling to his woman, he gets punished for it. If I say, hey, you made me feel this way, she'll say, well, you made me feel this way. If I say, well, when you did that, you know what I'm saying, that made me feel, well, when your mama said that made, so then you just stop doing it. When you don't do it, you now in turn get punished for it. Well, why aren't you telling me your deepest, darkest secrets? Why aren't you telling me how you feel? Why aren't you communicating with me? You get punished for either communicating or not communicating. So when you start to have all of these things that bother you in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, in your body, you push them to the back of your mind. When you out and about in the world and you see a woman, you don't say, oh, you know what? I didn't take the garbage out. My wife reprimanded me. I'm finna go fuck her. That's not how it happens. But when she belittles you at Thanksgiving and you felt some type of way, but you tried to keep it tight for the family, you pocketed that. And then when it happened again, when y'all was in the grocery store, you pocketed that because you didn't look at it as this is that thing that happened to me that I'm going to use to justify whatever I'm doing. So when you get out, bro, it's in the back of your mind. It's not at the forefront. You're not thinking this. So when you say in a relationship, man, and I'm not defending my bullshit because I don't have to. Right. I'm married to the woman that I love. I'm looking in the camera. I'm married to the woman that I love. We deal with what I did, how we deal with it. I'm not justifying it. But it's niggas like this that y'all sit up and listen to that have y'all getting cheated on by every fucking nigga that y'all dealing with because y'all expecting every man to be a leader or an alpha. Guess what? Just the same way as in the world that somebody has to take the garbage out, all of these niggas aren't fucking alphas. They're not all leaders. So you're listening to Tony Gaskins and he pumping y'all full of this bullshit and y'all buying books and games and t-shirts and hoodies and mugs and all of this dumb shit. But the man that you fell in love with, he ain't Tony Gaskins. Yeah, because if you look up Tony Gaskins, his wife was rich before he got her. So this stupid nigga had to conform to the bullshit that he feeding y'all. And I'm not saying that it's bullshit because it could very well be real in a real world, in a real society, in a real life. But stop taking this shit as 100% fact. Now I see why dudes get in front of the camera. Y'all listen to these podcast dudes telling y'all blowy, 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 blowy. That's why they're saying it. Because Tony Gaskins has the following. But guess what? His following is 80% female. So he's going to push this to you because he has to. But every man ain't him. Yeah, when he sits in front of the camera, yeah, he's the breadwinner now because he's the personality. But was he the breadwinner when he started? No, he was not. So he had to conform till he got to a space to where now he can talk like this and make you think it's all his idea. Stop following dumb shit because every man that you fall in love with won't be that man. He just won't be, and it's tough. It's really hard. But trust me, I learned just this past week. I was at work Friday. I learned that all men aren't leaders and all men aren't alphas. I'm going to tell y'all what happened. I'm at work. Something happens. I'm very boisterous. I'm loud. I'm demanding. But I'm not yelling at anyone. But when I speak, people conform. They come to me. Oh, DA saying something. I said something, made a dude feel away. Seen him this morning. He didn't even speak to me. The whole weekend done went past. Man, I'd have made love to my wife all weekend. Ain't thought about this motherfucker, bro. Matter of fact, it's my wife's birthday this weekend. Send her a happy birthday again. We had a great weekend, bro. Tonight's conversation was beautiful. Last night's conversation was beautiful. We went to the live podcast. See this dude today. This dude not even speaking to me. I tried to get conversation out of him. He just nodding his head. After a couple hours, I stepped to him, Mike. I say, hey, man, look, whatever happened Friday, bro, I apologize. I just have a way of speaking. When I'm trying to get shit done, it seems like I'm snapping and pointing and telling everybody what to do, but it works. It gets things done. We got out of here. It was my wife's birthday, bro. That's all I was trying to do. Oh, DA, man, I'm so glad you came to me and said that, man, because whew, man, I thought we was into it. So you wasn't going to speak to me this whole time? I had to actually come to you, bro, and tell you in a roundabout way, hey, man, I didn't mean to offend you. But because these men aren't alphas, bro, they don't know what it's like. And I'm not self-proclaimed at all because I learn things about myself every day. Without these two niggas right here, man, listen, I couldn't tell y'all where I would be. But we talk often. And we do bounce off of each other. Mike was laying mention to that earlier in conversations about bouncing things off. And I do lean on them. And they do hold me accountable to my bullshit. And it's not how y'all think, oh, well, you know, birds of a feather. No, it's not how you would think. But you do need to be around. I think O'Shuckle said it. Your 5 closest friends will tell you where you are in life. These are 2 niggas that I talk to every day. Literally. If you want to see the group text, I got to ignore them sometimes because they just be in there going. And then I'll come back later and go behind it and say, hey, look, this is what I was thinking. This is what I was feeling. But you have to understand that men like Tony Gaskins aren't here for y'all. They're just not here for you. They're here so you can buy things. If you don't believe me, Go back 2 or 3 years ago on my post when I was trying to warn them about Derek Jackson. Was they listening to me, bruh? I'm like, bro, this nigga is pandering, and y'all gonna find out sooner or later. And then, boom, what happened? Derek Jackson falls on the world. I'm sorry. What do y'all think about Tony Gaskins?
Go ahead, Mike. I ain't following that.
My bad, bro.
I think my biggest part of it is that I think women got to understand that, like, you're getting sold the Disney World fairy tale. These type of people, like, oh, it exists. I'm going to find it. No, you're not. You're going to find what you meant for. You're going to find what you are that attracts for you. Like, like, it is true to stop listening to some of the podcast niggas that be on there because they saying anything. But in this case with him, like, the respecting, like, bro, like, you can't tell somebody, well, I love you, but I don't respect you. That don't go together.
Yeah.
So he's talking about, I still love you. You still be my brother. I can't be your brother. You can't love me if you don't respect me. You just mumbling off now.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds good. It sounds good to say. But, like, your respect, like, for my personal life should not have a difference on how you respect me as a person.
Yeah.
So if you saying you don't just respect me as a person, like, you think like I'm beneath you because you don't cheat, that don't have nothing to do with being beneath or underneath somebody.
Nothing to
like,
do with a man at all.
So, like, you think you better than other people of certain men because they cheat and you don't.
Yeah.
That's a higher power type of thinking. Like, you not God, bro. Like, don't nobody care. First off, like, your respect factor, like, we don't respect you. We don't respect the way you delivering the message to women to try to get them caught in, like, some type of manipulation web. Like, bro, you not the breadwinner in your house.
Well, he is now.
Oh, he is now because he's built the backing on.
Yeah.
This is women. Understand this is a reason why men don't want you to go out when it has to do something with a sale. They're selling you something. You're the easiest target to sell. That's why women are the number one consumers in America. It's not just about buying material things. You're being sold information. Somebody's selling you something. And if I have a following that's 80% women, if you're a woman, you got to think about, okay, somebody just feeding me something that I want to hear at some point. Because there's no way that your following is leaning towards that complete. It's the same thing with men too, with Andrew Tate. He's selling you something.
Yeah, 100%.
It's no different. Like, we try to, like, because women like, well, Andrew Tate and all of the niggas that
and Kevin
Samuels and all of them people,
yeah.
They're selling something too.
Facts.
It's not all genuinely put together where, hey, look, like, hey, everything they say right.
Yeah.
It's just that they're gonna sell off the fact that, like, I'm trying to make money.
Yeah.
So who's the easiest person to sell anything to?
To women.
Because y'all always get sold a dream by us.
And let me go to the comments because my wife says, why does it have to be a fairy tale? Yeah, I really don't believe that people are out here living their lives like this. It's not that they're not living their lives like that, Pint. It's just that this man is telling you, if this man ain't living his life like that, then he's definitely not worth my respect. And if he's not worth my respect, Tony Gaskins, then my 80% women's following, he ain't worth yours either. But at the same time, I don't want to make it to be, well, if he's doing this, if he's doing that, then it's okay. But it's like, Dennis always, he does this measuring thing. All of this love that we've built, and I've made this individual mistake, all of that now falls by the wayside because so now you don't love me anymore. Now all of a sudden I don't love you. No, bro, it's just life. Just as well as you go outside and your car sitting on the curb and somebody done sideswiped you. Shit happens. Even if you were to put your car in the garage and the tree falls down on the fucking house and falls into the garage, with dudes say, mayhem like me. Shit happens. And of course, they're not comparable, but no matter how safe you try to be in life, that doesn't mean that you'll be absolved from anything possible, because all sin, as it pertains to humans, is created equal. So just because a man does this or does that, oh, now all of a sudden you don't deserve my respect. Bro, you're talking to 80% of women, bro. You have like 4 or 5 million, people following. Come on, bro.
You're selling.
I think,
at some point you gotta sell them.
Yeah.
So like my message at the beginning can be equal. It can be clear. Like I thought Kevin Samuel started I know Smokey said he did in reverse, but I thought it got to a point where Kevin Samuel started turning towards selling us the content.
Yeah.
So he started turning towards, okay, now I have to sell y'all.
I have to speak like this.
I have to do this and sell y'all now. So you start turning. So this is
and I didn't see none of
I
didn't see none of Kevin Samuel's stuff. But did he do it live or was
I
it
was just gonna say
pre-recorded?
I actually watched his stuff. Like he started out talking to men.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to correct men first.
Yeah.
And he continued to correct men, but he got traction correcting women.
So then that's exactly what Mike's saying.
But he never stopped correcting men too. Like he would tell a dude, like, man, you ain't no good dude. Like,
right.
so,
But
he
what
was
went
trashing
viral?
dudes.
But what went viral?
because women wanted to debate him all the time.
But that's the selling of women.
Smith,
Right.
And so he said, "Oh yeah," he told her she looked like a linebacker or something
I
like
was
that.
like, boy, you hit the
know what I'm
whole
saying?
like Emmett
But
Smith?
that's what he started to do then. You know what I'm saying? More often than not, you would see the video of him talking to women. So now, because I know you're buying into what I'm saying, I'm going to give it to you at an all-time high.
But I think he was actually giving advice that he thought was real. And this guy, to me, he is trying to profit off of something that he does well. I don't cheat. I know that very few men can claim this.
Yeah.
So because I can, I'm going to emphasize this to the highest degree because you're not going to catch me like you caught Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't cheat on this woman.
And again,
And that's to be commended.
But is he cheating because he just genuinely don't want to cheat on her?
I don't think he does.
Or
I
am
think
I
he
cheating
just-
because my image is going to be tarnished?
I think he genuinely just
Yeah, no,
knows
he
that
can
I'm
be-
not a cheater. I don't want to cheat on this woman. I'm happy here. And now I make this the biggest talking point because most men can't say the same thing.
They cannot.
Just
sit
like
on
a
this
man
pedestal.
with money, if I make $10 million a year and I'm doing videos, I'm going to talk about this money because most men don't have $10 million.
Paul.
So now I'm going
So
to...
he don't cheat because he get paid off the content.
Well,
for
no.
No.
not cheating.
Because I really get... He really like that for real.
It's
So
okay
I
to
can-
be like that, but part of you selling your content is that, like, I don't cheat.
Well, for the most part, Mike, I really believe that this guy, I don't know the Bible like that, but he is in the covenant, like in his marriage. Like he's sold on religion. He's sold on Christianity. He's sold on my marriage is in God's hands. So he's living that life. Hey, listen, man, I take my hat off to you and that, but don't bury the rest. And I swear to God, bro, it seems like I'm arguing it because of my bullshit, and I'm not. I'm just calling bullshit because I call bullshit on Derek Jackson, bro. Years before it came out.
I just personally feel like people get to a point that they gotta sell.
And he's
even though at your core value is that, like, I just don't cheat, but I'm selling that.
Oh yeah, no.
So now
100%,
I'm amplifying it. So I have to amplify that I don't cheat because I sell this content. So there's no way I could ever cheat because if I cheat, I'm gonna destroy my image because my whole brand is built off of this.
My brand is built off
That's
of
a part of why
Jackson.
you not cheating,
bro.
But then some people get caught where, hey, the brand don't matter no more. Derek Jackson.
Yeah,
he knew the.
But you don't see him
he was
anymore
losing
either.
the light on the brand.
He still got the fan base. Like if you typed him in Instagram, like his stuff will come up, and you still got 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 women liking what he's saying and commenting and all of that. But I mean, he
didn't pivot that correct. He could have made so much more money. He could have made so much more money. He didn't pivot.
Do y'all think that this man could really think what he's saying is true?
I believe that he believes it.
Okay.
Listen. My wife and I argue about this church shit, bro. Like when I say church shit, it vexes her.
But I think so if you really think he believe it, then what's so wrong with it?
Nothing is wrong with it. Nothing is wrong with it.
What makes it bullshit?
But my thing is you're pushing it to saying, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? This is why they don't have me on their show because they afraid of me, bro. Ain't nobody afraid of you, bro. They just understand what you're doing. And that's not the content that they're pushing. They're pushing a different type of content.
If he truly believes in it, then it's not pondering.
Listen, I'm not saying that he's pandering at all, but the fact that you have a 80%, no, I am saying that he's pandering.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say that.
Let me recant that. Okay. But the fact that your following is 80% female, Come on, bro. You're over exercising your ability to say this as often as you can, so all of these women can say, "You right? Come on." Because I guarantee you,
it makes him fake.
Hold on,
then.
no. Because I guarantee you, the 80% of the women who following them, I bet you some of them cheating.
Most
I bet you some of
definitely.
them is unfaithful, but they're buying what he's pushing.
Is it because you feel like he don't correct women? This is always correct.
Well, listen, I don't mind him the correcting or whatever. It's just stop pushing it, bro, as if you're holier than thou, because you aren't. You just made a different decision.
But if he believes that who he is, then
but it's
who
just a
are us?
decision.
Like, I feel like if you feel like he truly believes everything that he's saying, like he don't respect men that cheat on their significant others, I think as a person, like we have to.
Well, that's not what he's saying. He's not saying he don't respect them if they cheat. He's saying he don't respect a man, period, if he ain't married and faithful.
Oh, so like a single man that's just working.
He can greet him with kindness, but he don't.
You're not gonna get my respect and admiration.
Okay.
Bro, what?
What?
And that's the holier than thou.
You can't tell me what my life journey is supposed to have me do.
Now it changes my opinion, but that part of it is bullshit.
If you go and watch the episode, he didn't even age range it. Like, because then people can say, "Oh, well, he said if you at this age or if you've been through this and then you've made it to this point." He left that open ended.
So a man that don't want to get married don't
get his
garner
respect. He don't garner his respect.
I'm just saying, it's basically, if somebody about morality, he feels like that person shouldn't get respect.
That person shouldn't, in his eyes, shouldn't get respect. But he's just saying from
bullshit.
him. He's just saying from him because
so
he
felt
is a
like
man of God.
nobody should respect him until he had married and been faithful to his woman.
And I think the reason why I'm so pissed off is that when you bring these dudes on, like Funny Marco, that whole thing with Funny Marco was out. He's like, "Oh, I felt so uncomfortable with G Herbo." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When his guys came on, bro, you wanted them there, so you should have either ended the interview or, you know what I'm saying, told, "Hey, bro, y'all need to chill. Like, respect my space. These dudes, y'all niggas ain't married. Tell this nigga how y'all feel, but y'all sitting here being yes men because he's Tony Gaskin and we're gonna get the views." You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we finna argue in here.
Who was he talking to?
Oh, the podcast dude
the podcast
was just letting
dude
it go. Like,
was just letting
like,
it go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's why, like, I don't be agreeing with some of the shit that Umar Johnson be doing. Just because he Umar Johnson, you gonna let him shut you down? Man, fuck you, dude. I don't agree with what you saying. Point blank, period. And we can have this conversation. But I'm not finna, because I see what you're saying, bro. That's valid. What? Nigga, you don't respect
do you guys think that being faithful to one woman is the hardest thing a man can do?
It is not, bro.
I want to know, like, if it's like he's telling you, like, my concept of it is, if you tell me, "Hey, man, the hardest thing for a man to do is to not cheat," bro, you thinking about cheating, and if the right opportunity kick in, you out of there. You
Think
go
about
cheat,
that, bro. And
you just ain't hit the right opportunity that you felt like you had to hit. Because why would it be so hard if I'm not a cheater?
Yeah.
It's not hard if that's not what you do.
You wouldn't even name that as the hardest thing. But even to follow that up though, Mike, the reason why I say it's not because it's a decision, bro. Just like what we were just talking about with settling. You know, you'll get to a certain point where it's just like, damn, the way I used to do things makes me unhappy. You know what I'm saying? I was out here in the world just doing this, doing that. There was no fun in that. But this is fun over here. So you make the decision to be different. You find out where you're broken, you fix it, and then you move on from that space. Because I do agree to some extent, bro, when you're out here chasing a bunch of different women, you're looking for something. You're looking for something. Something is wrong. I don't want to call you broken. I'm sorry, fellas, if you do whatever you do. I'm not saying you're broken. But there is somewhere in your psyche, something is out of place.
There's a reasoning behind everything.
So you have to look for that, find it, correct it, and then move forward from it. Now let's see the type of person that you are. But you can't tell me I shouldn't get respect from the world or men like you because something in me is, caused me or whatever. But again,
I think respect was a bad word for him to use, and I don't think he necessarily means respect.
Yeah.
Because that's because especially if you're saying they not married ever at all. Like, what if I'm 40 and I never got married and I don't get respect because of what? Because I didn't marry a woman and settle down with her and not cheat on her?
Crazy.
Like, what part of life says the demands that we have to do that? But if a woman never gets married or say she don't want to be married and don't have a man, he don't have a problem with that. He respects her.
Crazy.
Or if she can't find a husband, you respect her.
You respect her because she can't find one. She should have settled, right, and just found her.
And just
I think it's
married
so
anybody.
she could get your respect, or so she could get the get respect in your eyes, because that's what his idea of respect is.
I've been taking it in for a while, trying to figure out a way to be on this guy's side.
It's real
One
hard.
thing, it was pretty hard. One thing that I will say is I do believe that being faithful to one woman and like nurturing her is the second hardest thing to do behind get some money.
You think being, bro? Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't drink, right?
I don't.
How hard is it for you not to drink?
It's easy. I ain't never
right?
drank.
Because you don't want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now think about that as somebody that says that they don't drink. I don't cheat. It goes in the same category. I don't cheat. So there's never a time that you should ever be like, it's the hardest thing to do. Because you don't cheat. You don't drink. It's not the hardest thing for you to do.
And it's
But this is one thing I will say. Have you ever met a man with options who felt like being faithful wasn't a difficult task?
So to me, now he has men with options that is difficult. And it's difficult for him because he's a man with options now because he got a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's difficult. So it's the hardest thing for him to do because he has some temptation there that he ain't got hit yet.
Right.
And the fact that his following is as big as it
It
is,
is.
they
It's
coming
the
at him left and
So he
right.
got a lot
And
daily.
I'm sure that
and he just ain't broke yet.
because like
To our knowledge, he hasn't.
To our
broke
knowledge,
yet.
to our
Allegedly,
knowledge, he
hasn't
ain't broke
yet.
But
like if we
to
got
me-
to a certain level, I'm not gonna run my own social media. I wouldn't like open my own letters. You're not gonna be able to address me just directly. Like you got to go through channels. So I'm sure that he probably puts it that way so he can ward off some of the temptation. I don't know this guy to be trying to speak
but
for him.
why do you have temptation if you not a cheater?
I think every man with option has temptation.
So if I brought a bunch of liquor in here, you gonna drink it?
No, because that's not one
So
of.
if I brought a bunch of women in there, he shouldn't have no temptation to ever cheat.
But he would no. So it's not about. I think because I see what you're doing.
It's the decision making. If you got self control over anything else and you don't do something, then it's never the hardest thing for
It's
you
never
to
the
do.
hardest
The flesh.
thing, bro.
He's a biblical guy. The flesh is the hardest. It's the hardest temptation to decline. This is
But why is it if you have self
If
control?
you have self
Because-
control, you don't.
because it's no, and that's true. If you got self control,
addictions are worse than.
I'm
than
kind
in the
of
flesh.
cooking Dennis right
Yeah.
now.
if you no, because if you have self control, it's cool, but you still won't put yourself in certain environments.
Why?
But he can't help it because this is the environment that he's
No,
choosing.
he talking on a platform and ain't nobody around
Hey
him.
Dennis, he has 80 million or 4 million women, 4 million people following
And
him.
I don't have to reach
And-
out to none of them. I'm shooting
you-
my videos by myself, or I'm going on a podcast by myself. Like,
Let me ask
so
you
why
a
would you
question.
do that if
Slow
you ain't
down.
go? You should
Slow
never
down.
get temptation.
You doing all of that, right? After you post stuff and walk away from it.
yep, a lot of times.
So you never go back and read none of the
I
comments.
do, but you know,
Oh,
but no,
okay.
hold on, no, because
Okay.
I believe with everything in me, we'll have a platform that is 4, 8, 12 million strong. Do you think I'm finna go through there, read them comments?
Hey, Mike,
I'm not
watch
doing that
this.
at that point.
And what do all of the NBA dudes say? I got a burner account so I can go through every. Yeah, of course, you're not gonna read it as you, bro. But you're
No,
going.
but-
It's the vanity in it, bro.
Even what I'm saying
And this is what pisses me off about men,
no,
bro. Not you.
You can't go through there if the goal is to be faithful. I can't go through there and be talking to people all the time. I can't let you direct message me all the time.
But you're not doing it as you though.
You know. But I'm saying I wouldn't.
So back to my analogy. So if I take you to the bar every day and we go watch,
That's not my vice.
You gonna drink?
No, Mike. Because it's about which vice is yours.
But he's a man in the covenant. He's never cheated. He don't cheat. So
he never said he never cheated. He never said that.
So if
but I mean, you can't make this statement if you've cheated before.
Yeah, you can't be doing this.
Yeah.
No.
You already cheated.
That just means he hasn't cheated on his wife.
But
he never said he didn't cheat before, or he never
true.
said he never said that
so
he
it
didn't
only
feel.
matters, so cheating only matters if you married.
Well, no, he's speaking. He's
yeah,
speaking in terms of being married, though.
And
That's
it-
ridiculous.
And it doesn't
though.
mean that he never slept with a woman before his wife, so he knows what sex is about.
No, we not. I'm talking about. He's saying he don't respect you if you unfaithful.
Yeah,
Exactly.
To your wife, but if you unfaithful to your girlfriend, that's okay.
Nah,
He's
bro.
gonna give them
He
respect.
not
Well, he
moving
don't
the
give nobody-
goalposts, but I get what you said. too.
But I know he did say that he don't respect nobody that's not married
Yeah.
and faithful. So when he wasn't married and he was being unfaithful, he was unrespectable. Like no one should.
maybe he would say that, but he's talking about right now while I'm married. And if you aren't married and you're not looking to be married, that's not a respectable stance to be in. That's just his position.
Because
Now, I
he
don't.
said that's the highest form of being like, bro, chill, bro. Like,
I think but like I said, I do think that it's very difficult to be in demand and be faithful.
I don't.
He's
I
not,
don't.
bro. I'm not saying he's wrong.
'Cause it's a
by
decision.
saying I'm not.
It
saying
is a
that
decision.
He's not wrong.
shout out to Smokey too, because I always reference that. Smokey's like,
I think
everything
it's-
we do is a decision,
It's a
bro.
decision,
It's
but
your choice.
you still make adjust. Like, bro, when we started doing road trips and whatever, man, I'm not going without Deja. Why in the world would I go to New York City, Vegas, California,
because you
all
have
these
the covenant
places?
of God, bro.
Nah,
and
bro.
God gonna cover you, nigga.
Nah, that's not how that works.
Blood.
I'm going to bring you with me because
Okay,
I don't want to be in a space where I'm putting myself in.
Has an
That's a
event.
decision
You
that
have
you
an
make.
event. Y'all got to be in two different places. You gonna tell me, hey, bro, I can't go on this one.
No, but now you still move differently. Like, I'm not finna be in
So
a.
why not move differently outside of that?
Now, y'all just want this man to be wrong.
Bro,
now.
No,
'Cause you-
I don't want him to
because
be
y'all
wrong.
not
wrong.
What I'm saying is, you put yourself in a place where you're not tempted as much. You got to do everything you can to not be the person that
But
you
why?
could be.
Why?
But why?
What do you mean? Because there's temptation there. No, y'all playing right now.
Bro,
now y'all,
no,
y'all
you're
doing
not.
that one thing
Listen,
right now,
No,
bro.
we not. I swear to God.
Bro,
Y'all doing that one
let me-
thing
let
right
me-
now.
Let me explain to him. Let me explain
Wait,
to
Mike,
him.
before you explain
Let me-
it to him, don't look at it as apples and oranges, bro.
It's
I'm
an
not.
Hold on,
apple.
hold
Go
on.
ahead, go
It's
ahead.
apple. I don't drink to this day, ain't had a drink in a year, but can pick up a bottle and drink just like that. I made a fucking decision, Dennis, to stop drinking. I'm around niggas who drink all the time. I'm with niggas every
Bro, it's not the
Mike,
same thing, bro.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If he's looking at it from a biblical stance, and everybody knows that flesh is the toughest temptation to
Bro,
decline.
but who said that? Addictions
Bro, it's in the book. That's the book he goes
Nigga,
by.
you know how many fucking books it is in the world that
Bro,
says
that's
something
the
that is
book
not
he
true?
goes
So he
by.
has temptations, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay, so
But that don't mean he
therefore,
cheats. So
that don't mean he
No, we're not
cheats.
saying he
That
cheating.
just
Right.
means that he has temptations, which means he's thought about it. If you've thought about it, then it's the hardest thing for you to do. And if you've thought about doing anything, it only takes the right situation for you to change
it,
your
that's all.
decision.
No, bro.
Anything that you ever thought about doing, it only
Somebody-
took something.
Mike, I thought about hitting a
really-
bank before, but I
But
just don't.
something did. But if something would have hit you at your lowest, you would have hit that bank.
Somebody look in the Bible and tell me where it say
Opportunity.
flesh is the hardest thing to avoid. I don't think that's the case, bro. I don't,
think-
bro. It's just a
I
decision.
think I personally do think that I'll say that the hardest temptation for me may be that everybody's temptation is different.
I know I am,
Right?
because you too freaky
I
ass.
knew he was
niggas,
supposed to say
bro.
that somewhere.
What's up about that,
I
man?
thought you
Y'all
was gonna
some
say it. I
freaky
thought.
ass niggas.
Did it say? Hey, you knew
freaky
that was
ass
coming.
I
niggas,
knew one of y'all was gonna say that in the show.
Man,
It's the temptation thing, like, bro, if your self-control is on 100, you don't get temptation. Bro, I've never done crack. So if I go in a crack house, guess what? Bro, ain't nobody in here finna get me to smoke
Hey,
this
But
shit.
that's what I'm saying, though.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So he has experience in cheating.
No,
Either
that's not what that means.
Well, he's-
he's had experience in women.
He's adding examples. That's all.
Either he has experience in cheating, a bunch of experience with a bunch of women.
Get your church ass on.
Thank you, Pint.
a bunch of women that he's been with.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a bunch of references to go by.
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually really cheated because you don't know what temptation like to cheat unless you done it, right? That's what we're saying.
No, it ain't about cheating. It's about being with other women. That
So
is
therefore
only thing
he wants to be with other women. He has the temptations.
ain't no way in the world
cheat.
y'all missing this bad.
Bro, listen,
He wants to do it. It's
I'm
just
not-
the right situation ain't hit him yet to do it.
I'm not exactly agreeing with what Mike is saying. No. I
No.
agree with
You good.
what
No,
he's
I know you do.
saying.
The
I know you
premise-
do.
But the premise behind it is, bro, we're not doing that one thing. I'm not kidding, bro. You just keep trying to find the separation in what you believe and what you don't believe. You're thinking to yourself, well, I wouldn't drink because I just wouldn't drink. That's not something that I'm attached to, regardless if you had a drink or not. I drank for a long fucking time. And I'm telling you, bro, I've been telling my wife weekend in and weekend out, hey, we gonna drink this weekend. We gonna drink. I just don't want to do it.
You have no temptation
I have
to drink.
no desire to do it whatsoever.
Your desire
I go
goes away.
Can you go up, please, a little bit?
Hold on one time.
You go-
I go sit with my guys, bro, and there's bottles everywhere. Hey, DA, pull up. I'm cool. What, nigga? Nigga, this ain't the DA. I know, bro. I'm cool, bro. I'm not finna argue with you about this shit. I'm good. I'm okay. That's just not something I want to do. We just went out to tonight's conversation. Everybody walking past us with alcohol. I never once said to my wife, hey, you want me to go get you something to drink? But it's there. Like, it would have been easy. I got up to go use the bathroom at the intermission. It's just not what I want to do, bro. It's a decision. Point blank, period.
Your desire
It's
to make
a
that decision
decision.
is the temptation. You don't have a desire to drink, so you don't have a desire to have temptation to do it because you don't have that desire.
I thought it was switched over. That is very true, Mike. Facebook comment from Arthur Coble. He said, I had to stop making temptation available to me. That's the biggest part of what I'm saying for this guy that was speaking. I don't know if he a pastor or what, but
No, he just
a dude who
regular
be talking.
nigga.
All right, cool. My thing is, just because I put myself in situations where things won't happen, that doesn't mean that I'm just so tempted. That just means I'm going to take the precaution before it even arises as an issue.
So that
If
means
we
you
went out of
know
town,
that you could
if
be
we go out
tempted.
of town because our show is touring and we in whatever city, I'm going to stay with my brothers. I'm not finna go running a pack full of women and sit around. I'm not even finna play with it. I'm not gonna even
You
put
not
myself
gon-
in the
Hey,
space.
listen,
You
I
not
don't even
gon-
want to disrespect you, bro. That's some weak shit. AC Green was in the fucking NBA for
That's
20
one man.
years. So what, bro?
Because his
That's one
desire
person.
but
to
his
not,
desire
to
just
not do it, bro. His
That's
desire
one
that
man.
strong. That's
Oh.
self-control strength.
And he didn't know anything about it. You never had sex before. So it's easy to say I don't have.
hold on,
That's
which
the same
bring me
thing
back.
with the drinking. I'm not. This
Bro.
man may have had sex before his wife. He knows what sex is about.
Okay, so then what
So-
say you, Mike, what say you to somebody who smoked crack for 20 years and then they've been off crack for 40 years?
The last
And then
thing
they
I know
died.
what crack is about. I'm always in that. Thank you so much, DA. I had a lot of women before I settled down. I know what women are about. I know that this, although it may not be good for me, feels good. I could always relapse. I am a recovering cheater for the rest of my life. Like an alcoholic is a recovering alcoholic the rest of his life. A recovering drug addict is a recovering drug addict for the rest of his life. I'm a recovering cheater forever.
Nigga, I'm
I gotta
not
put
recovering
myself
from shit if
Nah,
I
bro.
walk away from
You
it, bro.
are- but it's in you. You've done it before. Things are only hard to do one time. After that, I could do anything over. If I kill somebody,
no, I
it's
can't
only
rock
hard
with
the
it.
first time.
I can't
So
rock
you
with it.
tell
So
me
now
that
I'm gonna
he's
put my
experienced cheating. If
No,
it's the hardest
I'm
said
saying
he
that
experienced sex,
he's
bro.
had sex before.
So it's hard for him to experience. It's hard for him to fight the urge to have sex with other women. Then,
Yeah, yes.
which is cheating because he's married.
Mike.
Answer the question.
No, Mike is not. I think Mike really don't understand what I'm saying.
I get what
Before
you,
we got,
I know
before he got
exactly
married,
what you're saying.
He may have cheated on his wife. I'm not saying he
no,
didn't.
I know exactly what you're saying.
But
though.
I'm saying that he has had sex with a woman that wasn't his wife before.
Yes.
that is fine.
So if I had something to compare it to, the person that I ended up spending my life with may have not had. Well, The person before her may have had better sex.
Okay.
I know that there's better sex out there. There's people who do stuff that my wife doesn't do. I don't even want to go find out, so I'm going to put myself in better situations so that I'm not tempted.
Okay,
I don't have to, like, as a person that like don't do. Then that's why I'm glad you said that. If I brought liquor in here, you still gonna come in here because you know you not gonna drink it. So if he can go around women, he should know I'm not gonna cheat.
But you missing it, Mike, because he's saying
I'm not gonna want to have sex with you.
But to Mike's point, I wouldn't even drink it, bro.
Because you don't want to.
Because you don't want to.
So
it's a decision.
Which
but it's
brings
easier
me
for
back.
me not to do it because I've never done it and I don't
It's
have
harder
it.
for
Right.
him.
Go back to what you and Smokey was talking about temptation. Bro, temptation only tempts you if you want it to.
It only
if you
tempts
don't
if
want
you
it to,
want
it won't. That's me saying I can go to a sports bar. I can go be around my
But you
guy.
still
Hey,
put
but you
yourself in a
said-
position
like you
where
said-
I'm not going to be tempted by things.
But bro,
I wouldn't even play with it
you
if
said
I used to do this. If I used to chase hoes, respectfully, I'm sorry.
But what are you afraid of?
No,
if you
bro.
made the decision.
We're not talking about it now, bro. We're talking about like.
I think we should just agree to disagree, bro.
No, keep going because
I know exactly. Dennis
Yeah.
trying to say, well, I'm not tempted by that because I've never done it.
Yeah.
So I can't be tempted by something I don't know. Which I
yeah,
get
I don't
what he's
have any
saying.
desire at
No,
all.
no, that's
Right.
not what I'm saying
So
about
I
arguing.
get that.
I'm talking about from my perspective. I'm talking about from my perspective. And I'm talking, bro, my
Your
wife will
perspective
tell
is
you
mine.
at the
We
top
have the
of
same
our
perspective.
refrigerator, bro, it's bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle, and I don't touch it because I don't have a desire to.
Right.
So I don't even have to say, hey, man, I need to stay away from this alcohol, because it's the hardest thing for me to do. I don't have to.
I'm a big fan of the decisions that you make are like you make a decision to be tempted because you want it. In some way you want it. So
And
if
that's
it's hard,
why.
if it's hard, and the reason this came up is because I said
Repeat it, because that goes right along with Smokey just said.
If something is hard for you to not do, like for me, like if it's hard for me to not do something, bro, that means that I'm tempted. That's why it's hard. It's not hard for me to go to the gym. It's easy for me to go to the gym. But that's part of my temptation because it's so easy. Like I'm gonna go to the gym.
Agree. And I'm not
But
saying
then
that
I'll
you're
be
wrong,
like,
bro, because you're not
tempted
wrong.
to take a day off. When I'm tempted to take a day off, guess what I do? I make a decision to take a day off because I was tempted. And now I'm like, and I only was tempted because my body was sore or my wrist hurt from going up in weight or something like that, or I hurt myself. So now I'm like, I don't want to go. So I ain't really finna go, even though I know I can't go. But now like, I'm aching a little bit, man. I don't really want to go, even though I know I should go and I could go. The temptation kicks in because I want it to kick in. My mental and my physical telling me, bro, don't go. Mm-hmm. But then those other 6 days, I'm in there without no thought about it.
Yeah.
10 o'clock there, 9:30 there, out of there, in and out. And like, so that's the pop. Like you get tempted to call off of work. And then some days you like, I'm just going. You don't even have no desire to call off. You just go.
What you're saying, Dennis, is valid. You know what I'm saying? You and Smokey both. You remove the percentage. If
The
I'm not
opportunity.
if I lessen the opportunity, then that safeguards me. But what we're saying is if you, like Mike said, go back to what Mike said. So then if he really thinks and feels and believe what he's saying is true, then you don't even have to think about this. Smokey jumped in. He was like, well, why did you notice the liquor everywhere? Because they keep offering it to me. I can walk past it and it won't even be, but because you know me to be a drinker, you'll offer it to me. And I'm just like, no, I'm good. But my octave never changed when I say I'm good. I'm cool. Like, I'm okay.
Well, I was
don't
speaking
need
for
it.
me.
But
that I
he's
think-
being demonstrative in his, well, if a man ain't married and he's faithful, then he don't deserve my respect. Bro, you're not holier than thou, bro. Chill. Chill. We get it. You're a man who sits on this covenant and you stick to that. But don't damn the rest of the world, bro, because of your decision. That's fine. But like Mike said, he's selling what he's saying. You don't have to sell us, bro. Keep talking that shit on your platform, bro. Or keep pushing that to them women. But don't try to make me feel like I'm less than because I don't share your same ideology.
That's the respect thing is the sale part of his thing. That's why I
100%.
don't believe him when he say he don't respect people that do this. That's the sale part. Because everything else that he said was valid.
Yeah.
Valid
you
as
gotta
hell.
treat your woman
But
right. Don't talk
women,
down
they
to
want to
her.
hear that, but they want to hear, oh, you're going to treat me right? He's supposed to treat me right. But they also want to hear the other side of it where, like, if he ain't treating you right, he ain't respect.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you have to bring the shock value.
Yeah.
Women tired of hearing he's supposed to treat me right. They know that. They know they not supposed to get cheated on.
Yeah.
They know you're supposed to help with the bills in the crib, bro. Like, you're not saying anything new that women don't know.
Yeah.
So here's my
You're
pal.
not reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, here's my pal.
Right.
I don't respect men that's not married and not faithful. It's my Skip Bayless.
Right.
That's
Right.
my Skip Bayless Stephen A. throw out. He don't believe that. It just gets the shock value. Like, I can't believe that you believe that someone's not worthy of your respect unless they married and have a wife and they don't cheat on them. Bro, I could be 22 years old building my life and you telling me you don't respect me?
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's like,
Because
Like,
going
get
back,
outta here. That don't make
going
sense.
back to your point, he didn't marry his wife at 18 when he was.
like,
How old
that's
was he when he got
ridiculous.
married? Do you know?
I don't
And
know,
just
yeah.
like a man that's in his 40s that's never married, he like, bro, I didn't want to be married.
I just didn't desire that.
But now he don't deserve respect. So you get in a room with him and you feel like he
and
less
that's
than
what
you?
he's pushing.
No,
that's the part
that's
that I take
disrespectful.
issue.
But what about a person like, I like to use myself because I don't want somebody else to feel like I'm picking on them.
All right, freaky
So-
Zeke.
So what if he was like, no, I don't respect the way that you live because you got 5 children by 4 women and you created all these broken homes and you've never been married. You're not worthy of my respect. Is he wrong?
No,
Because that's how he feels.
that's how he feels. But in
But
his
But
that
if he
doesn't
was
make you
telling
any less of a man.
if he was telling women don't respect a man like that, is he wrong for
Now
that?
he's wrong.
I don't think so.
Now he's wrong.
I don't think so.
Because how can you tell somebody else how to think? How can you tell somebody else how to
Because-
feel?
because-
no, it ain't no because,
no.
bro.
No,
You
no.
cannot, bro.
At some point, we got to have a standard to start getting better.
Right, and that needs to be her standard and her standard alone. It shouldn't come from you.
your influence standard.
Somebody got to set the template of what
Nah,
getting
bro.
better looks like.
Okay, well then we gonna set the template for you to start drinking, then, nigga.
What is that going to help?
What is it gonna help for them to listen to this?
No. What it helps is you're not supposed to be a man creating a whole bunch of broken
Listen,
families. And I don't want to put words in his mouth. I'm just
Well,
saying.
no, you're making an example.
But
Right.
who is him
was
to
he?
tell people who is him?
The judge?
Yeah, Terry.
He's not a him.
Who is him?
He's not him or they.
What would you say, Mike?
But who made him God to say that I'm gonna put this ideology in every?
Well,
No,
that's
see, we
going
got to
too far.
stop. We got to stop acting like
That's
we
going too
don't
far.
know what's good and bad.
Hold on.
So why do I have to sell you my
You don't-
ideology?
You don't think that it's we all know that it's not okay to create a whole bunch of broken
Hold on,
families.
but watch
know
this,
that,
though.
so why do I have to sell that back to everybody and tell them follow me, listen to me, do what I
Unpopular
say?
opinion, Mike. Unpopular opinion. Super unpopular opinion. What we tend to miss in this conversation when you start talking about broken homes, some of these kids actually had to go through what they went through to become who they are. Think about it that way, bro. I know it sounds super far-fetched. You like, man, you is reaching. No, bro. Because
It's the unfair part of life.
it's an unfair
It's the
advantage
unfair
that
part of
some
life.
of these children need to become more. So if they had a grown up in a 2-parent coddle household, they probably wouldn't have became, you know what I'm saying, Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying, where his mama was there cheering him on, and he used that aggression of not having to fight. And that's just his story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, bro, we can't. This shit has to happen the way that it does. It shouldn't just be over exercised in society and pushed at the narrative. Yeah, all of these women have all of this sex, wear all of these chains, get all of this money, sell all of this dope. Everybody be a rapper. It shouldn't be pushed. But there's a natural occurrence, bro. This shit ain't just happening in America. This shit happening in Beijing. It's happening in Japan. It's happening in Russia. So it happens, bro. It happens. We can't just say because it's here.
But it's also sold to us, and we also for the majority are in agreement that a child should come up in a 2-parent household. It shouldn't be a story of always. I mean, because there's going to be some adversity, whether you got a 2-parent household or a 1-parent household.
So then what are you saying? You breaking your own legs here.
No, bro. You're supposed to come up in a 2-parent household. Is this arguable?
I think what you're
it
saying
is arguable.
and it helps your case when you say you got to put yourself or your kids or whatever.
It is arguable.
You got to keep them either in the space for the opportunity or out of the space for the opportunity. So it kind of, Dennis is just going back to his point of like, I'm not going to go around something that I don't want to be around just to create less chance of it happening.
Yeah.
To me, that feels like you still, like you're not 100% in your self-control.
Yeah.
So I have to create these boundaries so I don't do this. That's somebody that's normally like, I hate to say addict because somebody.
I use the word addict when I was doing the explanation.
Somebody chastised me on Facebook for saying addict. They're like, they people. I'm like, I didn't say they wasn't. But okay. But like your addiction, you have to boundary the addiction so you don't relapse.
Mm-hmm.
People that you can't never relapse on alcohol. So why do you need a fucking boundary? For him, he don't cheat on his wife. So why do you need a boundary? You don't do it. No. So what do you need a boundary to keep you from doing it for? Because you had sex before? So because you had sex before oversees this powerful thing of self-control for not cheating.
Yeah.
So that sexual desire to have sex with other women is harder for him, technically. It's harder for him to do that than to not cheat.
No, it's harder for most men.
Yeah, I think he was speaking to the masses, but at the same time,
I'm talking about him. He don't cheat.
At the same time, he don't cheat. So why is
it?
If
the
because it's a big part. It's a big part of the hurt that we cause our women.
No.
If he's saying,
I'm going by what you said. You said it's because he had sex before. So his temptation is to have sex with other women.
No, you were saying he's tempted. That's why he's talking about sex. That's why I said, well, maybe he has slept with somebody other than his wife before, so he knows what sex is about.
So now the sex plays into, because now that he is married, right? So now that plays into, I'm married now, even though I already had some cooch before. So I'm married. Now, as I'm married now, those parameters come in. He says, I don't cheat, which means he don't want to sleep with other women. And he will not do it. And there's nothing.
And he got it down, but he's saying for other men, if you do sleep with other women or you sleep around or you build households without a family, I don't respect you.
So how can he say this the hardest thing for men? He don't know if it's the hardest thing
because
for men.
Because the majority of relationships
do it. Well, no, he's going off of statistics.
Yeah, statistically, men cheat at a high rate.
Women cheat at a high rate too.
That's a fact.
It's about
That's
even.
a fact. That is a fact. But
it's about
but what you
even.
don't what you never want to do, Mike, is if somebody says
so men not respectable if they cheat, but women are respectable.
He didn't say that. What you and I just was finna show you that. Like you never want to say. If I say, Mike, you leave Twizzler wrappers on the counter, and you say, well, Dennis, you do it too. Don't say that. Just address what we talking about right now. We talking about men cheating. We are talking about men cheating at a high rate, and he don't respect them. He didn't say nothing about the women yet. We don't know how he feel about them. That is a factor that we can't even speak on because he didn't mention it. He don't respect men that cheat.
Comes in that where I don't respect. That's the power.
No,
I don't believe
it's not a pander yet because I haven't said how I feel about women that cheat.
Did he say how he feel about women that cheat?
I didn't watch that whole. I didn't watch that interview.
Or they didn't ask him that question.
I don't know, but
because if you sit in a place where only men get chastised, which is what our problem is, the problem is you can chastise men. That's fine. But when you only chastise men and you got an 80% following of women, you keep pondering to that side and you leave them out. It's an equal thing with all of us. Everybody does the same shit. Men and women do most of the same shit against each other in different ways. But if we going to pinpoint it on one, most of us want to see some equality. You're not getting, men at this stage don't want to continue to keep getting bashed on and watch other men continue to bash on men consistently and leave women out. That's why Kevin Samuels got the following that he got. He ended up switching his style up because that style was dead.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying that you could do the same thing. But because that wasn't the topic, it's not a factor that I would include right now. Now, if he went back and said, man, it ain't about women if they cheat or not. It's about the men. Now I feel what you're saying 100%.
Yeah, I gotta watch the whole conversation and see how his context.
Man, see how much this man appearance fee is. I wouldn't talk to this dude.
And I think that's part of it too. When he go on a podcast and everybody just agree with you. That's not like
that's what I'm saying. He can sit in here and we can challenge this dude. Like, hey,
everybody
well, what you mean by this? I don't think what he said was super hard. I do understand why you guys are stuck on the not having his respect thing.
Whoa. Ain't nobody stuck nowhere, Playboy.
Well, I'm not saying
Clean that up.
I can see why you would have a problem with him saying he don't respect a man who isn't faithful to his wife or a man who.
I think he kind of don't mean that. I think he means
do
something else.
I think he mean.
Like,
I think he does.
I don't think he mean like I wholly don't respect you. I just don't respect that aspect.
No, he said he don't respect him. He said he can give him his kindness. He could be kind to him when he meets him.
Like, bro,
but he doesn't respect him.
And to find you on this side, because we had this conversation. Remember when, what was the dude named Prince Donald or somebody like that, and his wife, and dude was going to do business with them, and he asked him if they cheat, if he was cheating, and he couldn't do business with them if they was faithful, and he was like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. So he's the type of person that don't respect men that the stuff that don't even have to do with it.
Pull it back up. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Like
I was against it.
Yeah, you was definitely against it. You was definitely against it.
He was of the flesh back then, Mike.
Yeah, he was of the flesh. Yeah,
You know
that
what
was a
I'm
minute
saying?
ago.
He a covenant ass nigga now.
He in the blood
Get
of
the fuck
Jesus
on.
right now.
Hey, man, listen, man. For this old covenant ass nigga Dennis, man. I'm DA. This is my brother, Sir Mike, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us on this Tuesday. Fuck Tony Gaskins. I ain't even going to ask them what they got to say going out, man. We love y'all, man. We gone.